Good morning. This is Seeker the Scuffed coming at you live with Apollo Justice Ace Attorney. We finally made it to the end. We're not quite there yet, but we are in the midst of the final trial. So let's hop into it, and then I'll recap where we left off, along with my current theories. Yeah? Seems like a good place to start. Let's see here. Yes, the Mason system. So last time, we were jumping between past and present, gathering information about this trial. I cannot, it would seem, look at my evidence right now. So we'll head in and then we'll look at the evidence so I can catch myself back up to speed. By the way, congratulations to everyone on Team Rice, including myself, in the Splatfest yesterday. We have won. Ah, hello, Gavin. I'm going to check my evidence first. Let's see. Alright, so Magnifi's dead. One gun left with Shady, or Zach, I believe he's called. One of them stayed. The one that was used by Valent. The page... Yep, the page was forged by Zach. Yes. And Zach attempted to kill, the girl as well. What was her name? Does she show up here? There she is. Vera. Yes. He attempted to kill Vera. And we still have not learned anything about Thalassa. Alright. It's time to get to work. See if my voice is gonna do well today. I'll be taking my leave now. Still have some work to do back at the office. Then I guess I'll go back to my piano. To be honest, it's better when you aren't playing. This frigid culinary dungeon almost feels comfortable. Later then. 2 hours left on my shift. Wonder if we'll get any customers tonight. Do you know who I am? Who I am? No, but if you hum it, I can play it. Just kidding, I don't do requests. How about a different sort of requests? You see, I play cards. Oh, a customer. I was just hoping someone would come in and save me from the night at the keys. Already stumbling on myself. Let's see, last time what'd I give myself? An hour to get into it? Let's give myself 30 minutes. I think I can get into it in 30 minutes. And after that we shouldn't have any stumbling. I seek a true competition. I have heard that the Borscht Bowl Club is the place for this. Now I see the rumor is true. And this is? A friend of yours? A friend of yours? Wait. Why is Brushel here? Don't mind me. I'm just a friendly neighborhood newsman. He will not be playing tonight. When his business is finished, I shall send him home. This competition will be between us, no others. The Right Talent Agency represents 2 artists, and I'm number 2. I play piano. Well, sort of. It's actually just a front for my real talent, which is playing poker. Don't ask me how I got started. I don't remember. But I'm good. Real good. It didn't take long for rumors to get around. Go to the Borscht Bowl Club if you want a real game. That guy is never lost. People don't come here to tickle the ivory, to hear me tickle the ivory. They come to watch me play cards. Is this a seedy poker club? No, it's a restaurant. We don't play for high stakes. There's no money involved. But real players carry cash, and they're always thirsty. It's a handy source of income for the club owner. Then, let's compete. I'll take you to the room. The hideout, yes. But before we go... Yes? Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Shady Smith. Oh, and I'm Brushel. Spark Brushel, news reporter. Oh, I'm... No. Phoenix Wright. Huh? You must always look a man in the eye when you make your introductions. You still do not know who I am? Have we met? Today, in this courtroom, you cannot declare me guilty. What are you talking about? I am talking about this. Mr. Enigmar. The defendant's escaped. Find him, quick. Bailiff, close all the exits from the building. On the double, he must not be allowed to escape. You can't be. But you're... Zach Gramarye? Yes, the reincarnation act of the century. Pity I only have an audience of one. You. Zach Gramarye? This must be a bad dream. In a sense, this guy ruined my life. You there. Da? We will play soon. Ready the room. Da, I will be preparing the hideout for you. I don't remember what voice I gave her. I'm just sort of rolling with whatever I spit out. Are you really him? The Zach Gramarye? Now I'm Shady Smith. Remember this. How many years has it been now? 6? In exactly 3 days from now, it will be 7. I caused you so much inconvenience, I fear. Yeah, you could say that. Is she well? Trucy, I mean. She's fine. I've got her working already. Hope you don't mind. I need hardly express my gratitude, but you have it. This is why I have come. That, and to settle a matter of cards. By which you mean poker? Those eyes. He's serious. I despise losing above all else, and so I have decided that I will win tonight, no matter what it takes. I know this guy's type, and they're dangerous. Everything's about the competition. All else is secondary. Perhaps we should take this time to talk before we play. I know you have much to ask me, and I, you. We competed that day 7 years ago, too. Ah, yes. You must have been surprised. Called to the detention center out of the blue. 2. 1. Showdown time. Who's this speaking? Is it Shady? Probably. I lost. It's only a game of poker. A game I've played for a long time, and only lost twice. Who was the first? The man I killed, of course. You chose your defense attorneys by playing poker. Some are hired, others fired. When you compete, you see a man's true nature. You know what I speak of. I know that you do. Trucy's power? Trucy? She's in a class of her own. For 7 years, I've played poker here at the Borscht Pool Club, and I've never lost once. I'm good, but not that good. I win because whenever there's a big game, I bring in Trucy. And she sends me signals. Daddy, he's got a good hand. You might have a chance if you act quick. Better call him soon. Can you tell me what her power is? Judging a person's thoughts by reading their reaction is a staple of performance magic. But those of Trucy's line possess far greater skill. Oh, it is supernatural. Her line? Recall, you were the second man to whom I've lost. Magnifique Gramarye. That was the first time I learned of this power, as you call it. Wait, so you're saying her power is genetic? It's just in the Gramarye blood or something? Blood. I'm sorry, but it is not something told lightly to outsiders. And it is nothing you need to know at this time. It's some kind of Gramarye secret, then. Fine. Alright. Let's check the other one before we do that lock. She's 15 this year? She's still trying her best to follow in your footsteps, you know. I see. When I planned my disappearing act, it was the thought of her alone that gave me pause. Wait, you were planning on vanishing from the get-go? Yes, and for that, I must apologize. However, I could not be found guilty that day. Because of this. This? A transferal of rights. You see the signature? A transferal. That's Magnifi Grammary's signature, isn't it? I hereby give all the rights to the secrets, staging, and performance of my magic to the recipient named below. And the recipient's name is you, Zach Gramary. Yes, it is I. Wait, this page looks torn. You recall the diary, yes? First, take a close look at this diary. Note that a page has clearly been ripped out. As it just so happens, I have here what I believe to be the missing page. Wait, let me see that. How could I forget? That scrap of paper lost me my attorney's badge. This is the real page that was torn from that book. Magnifi gave it to me that night. You could have told me this earlier, like 7 years earlier. Once again, I must apologize. It was all I could do to prepare for my escape from that courtroom. The greatest of Magnifi Grammary's illusions are true art. As such, they were well protected by this document. Only its bearer may perform his illusions on stage. Sounds like a pretty important thing to have if you're his disciple. As the rightful heir to his art, I too wanted a rightful heir. Rightful? I'm sure you know who I chose as my successor. Your daughter. That is why I have risked all to come here tonight. Brushel? Sir? Ah, here you go. What's this? A letter passing the rights I have inherited to Trucy. I would have you sign here as a witness. But I'm not a lawyer anymore. And you need a public notary besides. I may not look like it, but I'm a certified notary. You are? By day, I wear a notary's glasses and hunt for news. Also by day, I wear a reporter's glasses and notarize. When I take off the glasses, I can't see very well. Your signature, please. This is the first reason I have come here tonight. Ah, I finally figured it out. Now I know why you've come out of hiding only now. It's been 7 years, you said? Precisely. Ah, is it going to be statute of limitations or some sort? There's a law that covers your situation. After 7 years, missing persons are considered to be legally deceased. So, if someone was to vanish from the face of the earth 7 years ago, they would lose all rights as a living person after 7 years from that day. Not to mention all their possessions. Exactly. Which is why I am here. I risk showing my face in public for the sake of this document. Before my 7 years are up. You might say I'm securing my daughter's inheritance. But do you really need this document? Wouldn't Trucy inherit your estate automatically? Not in this case, I'm afraid. This case? Yes, I received the performance rights from Magnifi Gramary. However, this was done in secret, without witnesses. Before Magnifi died, 2 potential successors to his repertoire were named. Myself, Zach Gramary, and Valant Gramary. Not Trucy. I see. So you do need this document. I've known Brushel since before I vanished. He is a man I trust. Now, only 3 know of my rebirth. I took the liberty of looking into Trucy's background, and found he had no other close kin. It is as you say. Okay. I was kind of hoping he'd say something about the mother at this point. I know everyone else, but Trucy's mother is a mystery. Alright, let's check this, psych lock. Magatama, go! I have to know more about this power of Trucy's. It's like she can see right into people's minds. The first time I saw her do it, it blew my mind. And after you were done having your mind blown, you took her to play cards with you. Gotta use the resources at hand, I always say. Yet, I myself have no such power. But Trucy does. Why's that? Maybe Trucy got her power from her mother. Thalassa Grammary? I will not speak of that. Thalassa is officially missing, correct? And I think I know why you don't want to talk about her. Ooh, it's gonna be because of the accident, yeah? Do I have the accident on, any evidence? I don't believe so. No, I do not. You can check through one more time. No, I do not. Alright, off to another place then. Let's see. I doubt I can present anything to him, yeah? Can I present him the pistol? Nope, nothing. Alright. How about the locket? There we go. And this person in the photo is Trucy's mother? How did you come by this? Trucy showed it to me. She said her mother was gone. Then it is so. Huh? She is gone. What more is there to say? Lots? I know. Whoa, you're still here? According to my in-depth research, Trucy's mother, Magnifi Grammary's only daughter, end quote. What? Magnifi's daughter? Is that true, Mr. Zack? Brushel, you say too much. What? What am I, the bad guy? Why? Zack decked him. In any case, Mr. Wright, this discussion is over. Thalassa Grammary. She's the most mysterious of the whole lot. I need to gather me some more evidence, clearly. Well, the prelude may have been longer than the main attraction. Shall we begin our game? My final competition? Final? Why? As you said, I've come out of hiding today to make this document legally binding. Once that is done, I shall slip once more underground. Without seeing your daughter? It would be best if I did not. 7 years ago, we played. 7 years ago, I lost. I have already lost to Magnifi. I do not care to lose to another. And I have heard that you never lose. It's just a rumor. Yes, for it is impossible to never lose unless one has an ace up one's sleeve. As a magician, it causes me no end of irritation. To think a mere lawyer might be out there, pulling the wool over so many eyes. Hey, I just signed your document for you. Maybe you could try lightening up. That was that. This is this. For my final competition, I will destroy your perfect record, Mr. Phoenix Wright. This will be my final performance. You are warned. This guy is beyond serious. So much for a fun evening of cards. Brushel, you may leave. But it's your last game. I mean, what a scoop. I punch, and I punch, but still it is not enough. I just remembered a future, prior engagement. Toodles, gentlemen. And nice meeting you, Piano Man. Then, let us begin. Dealer? Da? You will be a witness to our competition. Da, it is honor for me. Why haven't I seen her around here before? Ah, that reminds me. I saw a familiar face as I entered this restaurant. He did not seem to notice me, however. Gavin, I believe was his name. You know him? After a fashion. Listen, Phoenix Wright. One can learn much from a true competition. Remember this. The Grammary power. I was close to understanding it, but I needed more. And I knew where to get it. Trucy's mother. I need to meet that reporter again. That was clear. And one other thing. From the moment my final competition with Zack began that night, a name was running through my head. The name of a man now in prison. A name Zack Grammary knew. But how? And why? Alright. It's not complete, though. We had to go back and get that lock eventually. Solitary Cell 13. Is this where Gavin ended up? Man, they treated him nice. Well, well, isn't this an unexpected surprise? What errand brings you down to my cramped confines? Gavin? Is this your idea of revenge, Phoenix Wright? Revenge for the events that took away your attorney's badge 7 years ago? My past is like my logic, straight and true. Nothing's changed. All I did was point the finger of justice in the proper direction. Fine. I'm glad we could have this little ta-de-ta, right? You look well, Phoenix Wright. You too, Gavin. Life has been full of surprises for both of us. I have no doubt you never expected to lose that attorney's badge of yours, and I'll bet you never expected to wind up in here. Shady Smith was the name of the man you killed. Did you know who he really was? Who he was? Zach Gramarye. You know, the defendant. I remember him, of course. But you say Smith was Zach? Impossible. Don't even try and tell me it was a coincidence. What did I just say? Life is full of surprises, don't you think? After that trial, you were arrested and found guilty, but your motive was never made clear. A mistake I plan to remedy. You're not an attorney anymore. Oh, wrong person. You're not an attorney anymore, Phoenix Wright. What possible conclusion do you think this investigation of yours can lead to? I killed a man named Smith with a bottle because I am an evil human being. Isn't that enough? Not for me, it isn't. I need to know why you did it, Gavin. You recall that case 7 years ago? Ah, yes, the trial where Zach Gramarye pulled his famous vanishing act. My brother won his fair share of praise and adoration for that trial, as I recall. Genius prosecutor reveals crooked attorney, was it? That was when I met you, wasn't it? Was it now? The Bar Association Review Board voted unanimously for the strictest punishment. Unanimous, save for one dissenting opinion. Yours. It was my brother who was responsible for putting you in that position, after all. For 7 years we've been friends, and yet I still don't understand you. But right, your friendship toward me was never pure. You suspected me then, as you still do now, don't you? Honestly, right now I'm not sure what I think. You didn't just brain a guy with a juice bottle for no reason. Tell me why you did it. Persistent, aren't you? I came here because I remembered something. The night of our game, Zach Gramarye mentioned your name, Gavin. Ah, that reminds me. I saw a familiar face as I entered this restaurant. You do not seem to notice me, however. Gavin, I believe was his name. After that, he was killed, and I asked you to help me. Because I remembered your kindness back when everyone had turned on me. I seem to be in a bit of trouble. Something like that. Dead. Someone hit him. Hard. Me? Please. The cops should be here any minute. I'm in your hands, should it come to that. I have to know. Why did you kill Shady Smith? No, Zach Gramarye. Ooh, another lock. Ooh, it's a big one. Ooh, black locks. Nice. Whoa, I've never seen psyche locks like these. Dark, cold, full of despair. Can I even unlock these things? Something wrong, right? No, it's nothing. You shouldn't push yourself so hard. Life is to be taken easy, you know. Oh yeah, I just noticed that. I was going to comment on it, but it looks like he brought it up first. The little nail polish bottle with the poison in it. He's doing his nails. Do I have a nail polish bottle that I can present? No, I do not. Alright. Well, I should probably examine that, since I'm 99% confident that it's poisoned. Then we'll check out that letter. You're thinking, what self-respecting man would use nail polish? No, not really. Not exactly. Not really. I know appearances are a big thing with you. You know what I say? One cannot live a beautiful life without beautiful nails. First rate in all things, except nothing less. That certainly does look like a first-rate nail polish. I like the sparkly bottle. It's crystal. If you're so drawn to it, please, have one. It's on me. There we go. Nice, nice. Oh, I suppose this one's probably not poisoned. It's probably just a brand, and then the one that was given to Vera, I believe his name was poisoned. Yes, yes. Let's check the letter now, and that should be it for now. In here. That envelope's been bothering me since I came in here. Oh, it's the yellow envelope. We found it. It's not nice to peek at other people's mail. You get mail in here in jail? That I do. Though they read it first, apparently. Still, I'm allowed the pleasure of correspondence. Packages and the like are a different matter, however. Looks like sneaking a peek in is out of the question. At least now we know where that ended up. I'll have to check somewhere else before we come back. Nowhere new unlocked. Well, I suppose it's time to go back to the past. See if we can finish up this detention center. Oh, Drew Studio. I forgot. I had stuff there, too. But what did I have there, I wonder? I don't recall. Well, we'll try the detention center first, since I do remember what was here. Hello, Valence. It's time for Magatama! The wrong button. Magatama! There we go. Let's see here. Flying by the seat of my pants on this one. There must be a path leading from the evidence to the truth. And that's what I'm going to find. To ask someone to take a life, even one not long for this world, that's asking someone to commit murder. Yes, our mentor was fond of dramatic moves and dramatic finales. And he got his wish. His life was taken. What weakness could be so powerful as to coerce someone into committing murder? My guess is it was a matter of life or death. Care to explain? Your troupe lived in a world of showmanship. The flashier, the better. And flashy so often means danger, doesn't it? Let us make this as painless as possible. If you have proof of this danger, then show it. Wrong button. Why, that's one of ours. Specially designed for your show, I gather. A single bullet, one shot. What are you suggesting? We are magicians, Mr. Wright, not murderers. I'm not crying murderer, Mr. Valent. I'm crying something far more tragic. An accident. Zack and Valent's quick draw shoot 'em. How long has it been since those shots were last heard? Was the shooting cancelled because someone might get hurt? Of course. What other reason could there be? Well, it could have been cancelled because someone had already been hurt. Fascinating, my fustian forging friend. But tell me, what can you prove with a single pistol? Well, tell me what would have happened if there had been an accident. What if one of your bullets took a life, on stage? The performance of magic is not concerned with what-ifs. It is concerned with precision. Precisely whom do you claim we shot? It looks like I'll have to choose the right path. Let's just hope he walks it with me. A life was sacrificed so that the show might go on, and this shows who it was. Oh, I don't get to present a person. Alright, I thought I was going to be allowed to. Okay, what is it? I thought I had the evidence for this, because I thought I was going to be allowed to present a person, but I cannot. I mean, I would assume it's Trucy's locket, if I can't present people, since this is the only thing I can think of. Let's see. But that's Zack Gremory's wife and Trucy's mother. Thalassa, I believe was her name. Ah, Alcazar! But how can you say that? How can you say she was struck by one of our bullets? Still in denial mode, eh? Thalassa was at the greatest risk of being shot. This clearly shows how much danger she was in. Ooh, okay. Well, I mean, I would hope for a description of their show, since In the show, she's standing in the middle of the two shooting. But I don't think I have anything that shows that. No, I don't. Well, it seems I don't have enough evidence yet. Alright. If that's the case, then we can try Drew Studio. Since I apparently forgot something last time. Oh, it's young Vera. Okay. What do you have? Oh, right, I have the bottle now, so I can ask... And I know she got one of those nail polish bottles from the client. Let's see here. You seem to trust this client quite a lot, in fact. Ooh, bad timing on that. Because they gave you the stamp? No, that's not why. They listened to me, to my problem. The problem that keeps her inside all the time? Don't go outside if you don't want to. That's what they told me. But when I absolutely have to go out, all I had to do was use a good luck charm. A good luck charm that your client gave you? I think I know what your client might have given you, actually. Is this your good luck charm? Ah, yes, this is what it is. The nail polish. This was what they gave you, wasn't it? Ah! The same bottle's over there on your desk. Your good luck charm, right? I heard once, cosmetics were once thought to ward off evil. This is a magic bottle. It has the power. Ah, of course it does. I'll just refrain from commenting any more on that one. I think I know who gave you that bottle, actually. The one who asked you to do this job. Was this the client? Ah, now I get to present that to people. Nice, nice. It's gonna be Zach, yeah? Vera? Is something wrong? I won't tell you. Even if that is the client, I won't. So you say, but I know it wasn't the client. I don't see any Psyche-locks clattering to the floor. Oh, it's not Zach. The one who asked to do the job. Oh, okay, it's Valent, yeah? Wouldn't this just be Valent trying to pose as Zach? Because the only other option really is Kristoff. Because Kristoff received the letter. Well, he received the letter from Drew. I'm going to put my money on Valent. Let's see. Nope. Okay, it is Kristoff then. I was not expecting that. This man is a friend of mine. Know him? His name is Kristoff Gavin. He's a lawyer, actually. I promised. I promised not to tell. Wait, so Kristoff tried to poison her? Maybe. I'm sorry, I can't talk about the client. I promised. And if I break my promise, the spell won't work. I don't need a name anymore. I've got my answer. You're pretty confident in this charm, then. I think they might be the devil. Huh? Or maybe an angel. What do you mean? I saw it. Or I think I saw it when they gave me this. I saw the devil's face. Are you saying the client's face looked like the devil's? No, the client was gentle, with a gentle smile. So, where did you see this devil, then? It was so quick, I don't remember well. But that's what I knew. That person wasn't like other people. That's why I believe in my good luck charm. I'm not sure what this devil she saw was, but it's pretty clear that Kristoff Gavin has her charmed. Well, I think that's all. I'll be leaving now. Oh, I'm sorry for what has happened. If you want to apologize, try my client, Zach Grammari. Did I do something bad? What makes you think that? Your eyes. They're sad. Very sad. I'll put on my smile next time I come. Promise. I hope to see your smile then too, Vera. Oh, okay. Take care. Thinking back on my first encounter with the young forger, I witnessed something of vital importance that day. course, by the time I realized it, it was already too late. You know, I'm not entirely sure what I got out of that. Well, I know obviously I got Kristoff being the one behind all this out of that. But I'm still not sure about... Yes, I'm not really sure about anything. Let's see if we can do that lock now that we know. I didn't even try it last time, I don't think. But we'll see this time. Oh, wait, what? Oh, I can't even attempt it. That is most interesting. Can I print the nail polish to him? No, I cannot. Let's see then. I don't think any of these would be important to give him. Maybe the forged notebook page? No. Okay. What else could it be? The diary? No. I don't think there's anything to do with Gavin right now. It's probably gonna be our last stop. What about the stamp? Nope. Okay, he's not gonna respond to any connections. Let me just check one more time. Am I sure, absolutely sure, that I cannot even try this? This is all dialogue I've done before. Right? It is. Yep, this is all dialogue I did before, and I cannot skip it anymore. So we just get to sit here and think. Why and how has Kristoff Gavin done this? He gave what is presumably a poison bottle to Vera, as well as a poison stamp. He hit Shady in the head with a bottle, and even now he's remaining silent. Is there anything in here that could be of note other than the letter? No, not really. Huh. Let's go back to the club. Magatama, go! Let's see, I've already done this first one, so we'll just skip right through it. Bum ba dum ba dum bum ba dum ba dum. Oh, well, what was this? Was it the locket? I think it was. No, it was not. Alright. What was it? Oh, it's the pistol, yeah? Well, at least I would think it's... Did I do this earlier? Or did I just forget about it? Or... I don't even know. I'm gonna try the pistol. Oh! I haven't done this yet, have I? I should have been reading all that, huh? Let's see. Let me just skim over the previous stuff. Okay, we'll read it here. Well, Mr. Zack? Let me be frank. It is true that I do not wish to talk of her. And now there is another I could not care less about. You. Ah. Take care you do not end up... Oh, wait, no, that's the incorrect dialogue. Right. The three of you were a team once. Not that the entire country doesn't already know this. At your peak, you were the biggest stars around. Yet, there's another story behind the fame. One that not many know. The Lassa lost her life during a rehearsal. To you and Valiant Gremory's bullets. It was an accident. It wasn't me. How could I shoot my dear Thalassa? I'm sure Valiant would say the same thing. Why, it's just like another murder that I might mention. Damn you. Her eyes. I loved Thalassa's eyes. To think they could read my mind was frightening. Yet there was a warmth in them that felt like an embrace. She is dead, and Magnifique Memory has joined her. So the only one with her power left now is Trucy? Mr. Zack? I do not know. I don't need any power to see through that one, buddy. So there's someone else, someone other than Trucy. Someone who inherited the Lass's power. How would I know? My chances are slim. It would take a miracle to learn the truth. Or maybe one has already occurred. There is someone else with the power, and I know who. Oh, who is it? Is it Vera? She said she saw something. I want to go with Vera. No, it's not. Alright. Well, you know, that was a shot in, like, a really big stretch, but I just wanted to see if it was possible. I was very excited if it was. So let's see, who are our choices? We have Kristoff, Valence. I doubt it's Apollo. And those are our only choices, really. Valen really hasn't shown much of that trait. Apollo seems to get his power from the bracelet. Not to mention, I don't think that Phoenix knows Apollo at this point. Is it Gavin? There's no way it's Gavin, yeah? Okay, right. Very happy that's not Gavin. It's Valent, then. Let's just... Oh, I hit the wrong button. Who'd I just present? I have no clue. I was trying to hit the, this button. Right. Oh, no, I can't save during this. Alright. It would take a miracle for me to mess this one up. Okay, well... I mean... I feel like... I'm just embarrassed about this. Who have I presented? I don't know. I'm gonna stop so I can save. Because that misclick really did me in, since I did not see who I clicked on. Then we're gonna try again, because... Who is it? Is it Apollo? I think it is Apollo. That seems odd, considering he's been getting all that from the bracelet. Right. Don't want to talk to her about her because of the gun. Bum ba-dum ba-dum 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 bum ba-dum ba-dum. Oh, you know, I suppose Drew already knew Apollo at this point. So maybe he does know about Apollo. This boy? His name is... I forget. Something weird. Who could he be? An attorney. That's attorney? I noticed him when I went to visit a friend's law office. So, what are we to make of this, oh, great ex-attorney? Oh, that's not the right delivery. What are we to make this, oh, great ex-attorney? You can show me pictures of strange boys all you like, but you could at least say something like, I'm this boy, I could use a laugh. Perhaps you wouldn't laugh if you knew the facts. This might not be 100% proof, but it's close. There's a link between this boy and Thalassa. Actually, it's more of a ring. A ring? Perhaps this will refresh your memory. I just so happen to have evidence showing his missing link. Wait, no. Was the ring Thalassa's? Is it in the image? No, I don't think so. That's a hairband. Apollo would have tiny arms if he's wearing that. Right? Am I crazy? I'm going to present it. Okay, yeah, that was wrong. Wait, so I have to figure out Apollo's ring. Wait. What do I do? Okay, so I can't do anything here. Yeah? Can't do anything here, because I need to find proof that Apollo's ring is Thalassa's, which it came out of nowhere to me. And over here, I need a description of the acts that took Thalassa's life. Unless it's just the gun, I guess. It could just be the gun. Right? What do I have? Maybe I should present the locket. Yeah? Have I done that before? This is not the present menu. Nope, nothing. Alright. We will present the stamp, and then I will... I think I'll just go ahead and do the thing after I present the gun. Yep, okay. He has nothing to say to presenting objects, most likely. Especially since we're in the past. So we'll just take another crack at this lock. Yes, the trick up his sleeve. Let's see, what would it be? The person who I sacrificed, or who you sacrificed, was Thalassa, who's shown in the locket, yeah? Yep. Now, where from here? This clearly shows how much danger she was in. Do I just give him the pistol? I think so. Nope, that's a death. Look at that. Phoenix has had his soul shattered. Oh, no, his soul doesn't get shattered in this. Alright. What shows how much danger she was in? It's not the Amazing Mr. Hat. Let's take a look at this in 3D, yeah? What's this on the bottom? Ariadone. I've heard of that brand. This must be the brand symbol. It's supposed to be some kind of flower. Wait, no, maybe it's a hand. Wait, on second thought, is that an eagle? Who makes these things up, anyway? You'd think they'd try for a clearer symbol, at least. Okay, nothing they've gained from this. Well, it seems like we get the nice sounds of ventilation in the background while I think about over this. What could it possibly be? Okay, let's go over this. What options do we have? We have his lock, which is asking for proof on why Thalassa was in danger. We have Kristoff's black locks, which I cannot attempt. And we have Shady's lock, which I also can't do. Well, I can do it, but I don't have the thing for it. Alright. Where, I wonder, am I to go? I can't attempt either of those yet. Is there something I can present in the bowl club? No. I feel I have presented things already to him. Oh yes, I've already presented the locker. Nothing about the stamp. I wish he would just, like, tell me about the trick. Since that's what I need to know. Is this going to be the second time, or third time, that I have to use a guide in this game? I would really hope not. But considering I've already put that idea in my head, it might be. We'll try presenting everything. Or will we? I don't think it's really worth doing that. I think I'd rather just pick up a guide. Alright. Yeah, I'll give in. I'll pick up a guide. Just for this once. Let's hopefully not have to do it again. Let's see here. Follow justice. Chapter 4. Let's see here. What do we have? Are you kidding me? That's it? Oh my god. I feel like this is almost worse than the armpit sweat for Brussels' perceive moment. What it is, I'll just go ahead and say it now, is him where he's asking for proof that the lasso was in danger. I have to show him the stamp. Of all things. That is... Why would they ever do that? I cannot imagine why. You'd think they would describe the act, considering they've described it so many times already, and like attach it to the gun. But no, it's this. Did I hit the wrong button? Oh, I was holding B, wasn't I? Yes, yes. Oh no, I hit A. All right. Well, here we go. Man, that's so dumb. I'm very upset about it. Yes, yes, proof of danger, pistol. Ba-dum bum ba-dum 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 ba-dum. Alright. Here's proof that she was in danger. A commemorative stamp. Troop Gramarye's performances were very, very popular. So popular, they even made commemorative stamp at the height of your fame. We were not merely the latest craze, we were an age. A golden age. It's all here on this stamp. There's Thalassa, yes? Shrusi's mother is missing, I hear. What happened to her? I don't know. As part of his memory is still locked up. There is one thing you're failing to address. And what's that? As you say, our troop was a world unto itself. If our leader, Magnifi, so inclined, he could hide anything he wished with ease. But, Mr. Wright, then he would have hid a crime, making him an accomplice. Not a great foundation for blackmail. Alan's got a point. If one of the troop members died in an accident and Magnifi covered it up, his innocence would come into question. Found the right address, Mr. Wright? So close, there has to be something about how Thalassa's death could affect Zack and Valen's relationship with Magnifi. I see it in your eyes. You still have something to say. How can you possibly prove more than you already have? I'll prove why Thalassa's accident tied your hand so completely. It's gonna be with Trucy, yeah? With a person. It's gonna take a little knowledge of the players to crack this one. The accidental death of Zack's wife tied both of your hands, and this information proves why Magnifi held so much power over you. Oh, it's not Trucy. Is it the letter, then? It's probably the letter, if that's the case. The only other person... Okay, let's consider our possibilities. It could be the letter, which I think is quite likely. But it could also just be Apollo. Yeah, I'm going to try Apollo first. And then we'll try the letter. Since the letter, we don't get into our inventory until we get to the future. And it really wouldn't make sense for Phoenix to have it here. But we do have Apollo in here since the beginning. And since we know from the future that Apollo is tied to Thalassa somehow, I think that is a pretty likely candidate. Yes, let's try Apollo. No, that's not it. Alright. What would it be then? Let's see. Bum 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 bum. Can I open this? Perhaps? No, I may not. Well, we know it's not a person. It's not Apollo. It's not Trucy. And I highly doubt it's Gavin. And the only person here that's related to them... Yeah, no, it's none of them. Right? In that case, we're going to have to figure out which piece of evidence it is. We've been stuck in here for a lot longer than I thought. I thought this would be a pretty open and closed situation. And I have no idea what they want me to do. Danger is the pistol. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Oh, like a Still can't get over this stamp. That's the dumbest thing. Alright, here we are. We need to determine if this is due to an evidence or person. Now, I just reasoned out that it is, most likely, a piece of evidence, but I've been thinking about it while I've just been mindlessly holding B. None of this evidence ties it to it, so I think it is a person. If we've tried Apollo, it's nothing there. Tried Trucy, nothing there. Who else would they know? Gavin probably knows Zach at this point. They know Drew. They know me, Vera. But I don't think they knew Vera at this point, because... Yeah, they didn't know Vera at this point, actually, because that... Yeah, what am I talking about? Is it just Thalassa? I mean, everything so far has just been Thalassa, basically. Present the gun because of Thalassa. Present the locket because of Thalassa. Present the stamp because of Thalassa. Do I just present Thalassa herself? We'll go with that, and then we'll start sifting through the evidence. The accidental death of Zach's wife tied both your hands. And this information proves why Magnifi holds so much power over you. Where did I even get Thalassa's entry? Oh, it is it. Okay, good. We can move on. It wasn't a question of who shot Thalassa. Thalassa herself was the problem. What do you mean? She was Zach Grammary's wife, Trucy's mother, and Magnifi Grammary's only daughter. Ugh. There was a terrible accident, and the two of you killed your mentor's only daughter. If that wasn't the key to Magnifi's power over you, I don't know what was. It was an accident. Alright. Let's see here. Let's finish up the past. There's no proof. None at all. But Thalassa went missing, and your mentor blackmailed both of his disciples. It doesn't take a genius to put one and one together. Ours was a complex family. You mean Troop Grammary? The master, Magnifi Grammary, his only daughter, and his two disciples. That does sound like a recipe for disaster, doesn't it? Do not be tempted into the faulty flights of fancy. Yes, there was an accident, but that is all it was. An accident. Zack and Valence, tour de force. The guns blaze, the bullets fly, straight toward that beautiful body on stage. And then crash, zing, pow, into everything but her. Now that is magic. It happened one day when we were practicing. Same trick, with a new twist. And tragedy. But as for whose bullet stole the lass's life, we shall never know the answer. The lass had disappeared from our lives, and Zack was bereft of his wife. Trucy lost her mother, and Magnifi, his daughter. And that led to blackmail, I take it. It is all part and parcel of the darkness that comes when the curtains fall. Why did Magnifi Grammary try to cover up the accident? It was his own daughter who died. All I can say is, it was a critical time for the troop Grammary. The passing of the torch from Magnifi to Zack and Valence. We all sacrificed, so that it might be a success. The lass's death was the greatest sacrifice of all. Yet, even when her life was extinguished, her presence was not. What do you mean? In time, we, myself and Zack, found we could no longer oppose Magnifi's wishes. Magnifi forced us to perform his art for his benefit. I see. I guess I can understand. I mean, he did lose his only daughter. But do you not find cowardice in his actions? Huh? To decide to hide the truth of your own daughter's death is one thing. But then to hang that death as a guillotine above our heads... Things were dark behind the scenes in Troop Grammary, that's for sure. Does Trucy know? She was not told. Naturally. Who would want to know that their father might have taken their mother's life? True. I had not thought of that accident for a very long time. I'm sorry to dredge up old memories, but this has helped a lot. Not to find Magnifi's slayer, I should think. True. Ah. After that accident, there was one who came sniffling quite persistently. A reporter? He called himself a newsman at the time. Often I spied him lurking about the dressing room, doing his research. Would you happen to remember his name? What was his name? Sorry, I have forgotten. But in course of his interviewing, he became quite close to my partner Zack. I liked him not. I see. His name... I do not recall, but his scent, the cloying aroma of mint. Yes, whenever he smiled, which was far too often. I see. Thanks for your help. It is no good to interfere with the past, Mr. Wright. You will not uncover any answers, only wounds. I'm sorry. I had begun to notice a dark curtain hanging over Troop Grammary, and I began to realize what I had to do. I had to protect Trucy from that darkness. The reporter he mentioned, the newsman, I never learned who that was at the time. Though I've got a pretty good idea who it is now. That smile, and that sickly sweet scent of mint. The last floss-thin thread connecting Zack Grammary to this world. Sooner or later, I'd have to track him down. Alright, look at that, we finished up the past section. To the present. Ah, Drew Studio and Sunshine Coliseum. Okay, 2 areas have opened up for us. Let's start with Drew. Yeah? Well, what do we have here? Remember me? Of course I remember you. Journalist meets ex-attorney in bar, end quote. Can I ask what you're doing here? Mr. Measham was poisoned and his daughters... Oh, yes, I know. How I know, yes. It's caused me no end of grief, to be honest. The journalist wishes he'd track down Hawes' case just a little quicker, end quote. Were you on the trail of this case the whole time? Zack Grammary was a good friend. Zack said something to that effect back at the Borscht Bowl Club. What a character, what a man. A little, no, a lot, no, extremely rough around the edges. Do you think I could ask you a few questions? Oh, are you serious? I mean, I'm usually the interviewer, not interviewee. Journalist asks question, no other way around, end quote. Fine, shoot, I don't care. People have been asking me all sorts of things lately. Alright, let's talk. It was tragic what happened to Drew Misham and his daughter. Forgery is a serious crime, and they paid the price. You know what really did them in, though, don't you? Yes, a forged diary page. The night I interviewed him, I found out something about Mr. Misham I hadn't known. What's that? You know, he always felt like he was being watched. Every day for 7 years. Walls have ears, potatoes have eyes, end quote. Being watched? You mean he felt guilty? No, I'm not talking about feelings here. You know, I felt watched too. The whole time I've been on this case, no less. Journalist gets tingling since that shit on back of neck, freaks out, end quote. Because you felt guilty? Why would I feel guilty? You felt like you were being watched, huh? I wonder what it all means. Drew Misham felt like he was being watched, and you along with him. You sure it wasn't just nerves? Nerves? No, it's nothing so mundane. I stopped paying attention to my nerves a long time ago. I felt it too. Journalist is sure he is being watched, end quote. Don't you wonder why Zach Gremery got rubbed out after 7 years? Right after coming into contact with me? He completely vanishes from that courtroom. Then, for 7 years, he talks to no one, not a soul. Then, just as the remaining time is almost up, he contacts me in order to have this made. And then, he dies. Starting to put the pieces together, are we? And you were being watched this whole time? Maybe not just me, maybe you were too. Me? I met Zach through that case, actually. You mean the shooting of Magnifi Gremery? No, before that. It's not widely known. You mean the accident? During the quick draw shooting practice? My, you're well informed. You should have seen me back then. I dug up quite the scoop. I wanted it all. Money, fame, women, a little puppy. All for me. I was younger then, and my days and nights smelled of fresher mint than they do now. Valent Gremery did mention one particularly nosy reporter. In fact, I was on close speaking terms with Magnifi Gremery at the time. I knew his daughter too, of course. Thalassa, was it? Really? Then Thalassa disappeared, quite suddenly at that. And Magnifi wouldn't say a word about it. Yeah, my evil habit got the better of me. A journalist catches scent of a scoop goes on the feeding frenzy. End quote. I set up a one-on-one interview with Thalassa's husband, see? Zach Gremery. Something strange was in the air over that Troop Gremery in those days. Oh, screwy mentor controlling disciples scene started by then, I'm guessing. Thalassa, she was part of it all, right? Come on, you can tell me, off the record. Sorry, I don't know. Anyway, I kept prying and eventually became friends with Zach. Sure, he punched me once or twice, or 5 times, but over time he came to see me as his confidant. He's been waiting this whole time. 7 years, eh? Waiting? For his big comeback, of course. A big revival of the Magnifi Miracle. Of course, it was all a dream. Because of this. The performance rights. In the absence of any official documents, he was golden. Who's to say the old man didn't give his rights to both Zack and Valent? So Valent waited until Zack died? Legally, at least. The time finally comes, and Valent's like a kid on Christmas morning. He's getting ready for his show at the Sunshine Coliseum, you know. If that document sees the legal light of day, it's going to put a bit of a damper on the big show. He's a sorry one, that Valent Gremery. Lost out to his partner at work, and in love, too. Love. It's the same old story, really. 2 disciples and their mentor's only daughter. One has 3 sides and all of them pointy. A love triangle. That is pretty classic. When you're in performing troupe, that's your world. Like your family. One with an entire high school's worth of drama, intrigue, and backstabbing. In the middle of all this, Thalassa has Trucy. And then she dies. I need to find out more about this Thalassa. Ooh, what can I present to him? Can I present anything to him? Does not seem like it. Can't imagine anything I would present to him. He has quite the long incorrect item dialogue. What could it be? Perhaps I should just inspect the rest of the room. That might be what I need to do. Because I really can't think of anything to present to him. Wrong button. Anything to note? I mean, his feather duster's here. Let's take a closer look at that desk. Oh, I can't inspect the feather duster. I just have to do that when I see this pose. I can't believe it's been 7 years. I have to stop torturing myself with these things. I know, I'll just pretend it's saying something else. The post office? Why, it's right over there. Good day, sir. This frame looks even smaller sitting next to that photo. Just the right size for a commemorative stamp, indeed. A commemorative stamp put there by a daughter that killed her father. Sometimes life just sucks. This envelope's from the client who requested that forgery. Just think, if that had gotten lost in the mail, I'd still be wearing my attorney's badge. No, you're not going to open it, really? I guess there's nothing here for me to inspect, then. Maybe the mailbox. Nope, can't inspect the mailbox. Alright, we'll be on our way then, I suppose. Well, this is a blast from the distant past. Long time no see, Mr. Valent. 7 years has it been? Frankly, I didn't think I'd ever see you again. Actually, I came because there's something I want to ask you. I've spoken to the press. I have nothing more to say. I've spoken to a lot of people myself and come to some conclusions. But then I realized I needed to hear it from you. I have walked a difficult road these past 7 years. Because you couldn't perform Magnifi's repertoire? Do not be deceived. Valent's skill is the real deal. I do not require my mentor's hand-me-downs. No, it was my partner who slowed me on my way. Zach Gramarye. His rather well-performed disappearing act 7 years ago was the end. More so I thought. Zach Gramarye murdered our mentor and fled to escape punishment for his crime. You said something to that effect 7 years ago, didn't you? I remember it as if it were only yesterday. Yet that was not the way of it in the end. For while he vanished, the suspicions upon my own person never did. His partner's act vanished to protect him. That's what those thieving magpies of a press said. I had no idea. Yet that very same press comes to me now, feigning interest. They cover the greatest magic show in history as if it were a vaudevillian distraction. And here must I stand, smiling at them all. What am I, if not a player in some fiendish farce? Might I suggest it's because you never made it clear what happened? Magnifi's death is still a mystery to this day. Which is why I came here to get that answer from you. Ooh, only 2 of them. I knew I'd be seeing these sooner or later. The audience has no business stepping upon the stage. They must be content to sit and stare at the spotlight. Sounds an awful lot like something I heard 7 years ago. Megatama time! Ask what you will, you'll get nothing from me. I'm as much a part of this affair as you are now. I have to know what happened. For 7 long years I have endured. Now, finally, the curtain lifts on my new golden era. My golden age. All of the miracles of our troupe within my grasp. Sorry to do this to you, Valent, but right now I need answers. I think I'll start by dropping a bomb. That should shake things up. Valent, I wouldn't be so sure about those miracles. Not as long as I have this. And what might that be? See, it bears the Gramarye seal. I should have brought this to your attention sooner. But I didn't imagine you'd be planning your comeback quite so fast. What is it? A document showing the true recipient of the performance rights to Magnifi's miracles. What? Zach Grammare wrote... He wrote this? What? He passed everything down to his daughter? Trucy Enigmar. Actually, she's officially my daughter these days. Preposterous! Zach is gone. Vanished into the void. This is the genuine article. Zach was alive when he wrote this. Both myself and the notary can testify to this. Ugh. What? What? No. Why? Why does fate toy with me so? Why must my life be lived in thrall to the dead? You're not the only one with that problem. But he shot Magnifi. Yes, it was Zach. It was. And then he left, and my career as a magician fell into darkness. Did you think there might be some way out of it? Say, if you could prove Zach Grammary shot Magnifi? Was that why you testified? Yes, my way out. It should have been my way out. Well, it might not be too late, Mr. Valent. All you need is a way to prove your case. Who really killed Magnifi Grammary? Ooh. I need proof about who killed him. Can I look at the photo real quick? Okay, just wanted to see. Whoever could it be? I don't think I have any evidence for this. I don't, no. If only I could present people, that would make this so much easier. I feel like I've said that so many times, though. I mean, I know it's probably him, since the real page exists, which means it could have only been Valent or someone who came in afterwards. Do I have the real page? No, I don't. I don't think I can prove this right now. Huh. Alright, I'll be back then. Let's see if I can present anything. You know this nail polish? No. Let's see, what else should I present? Transferable rights? Nope. This goes into the Magatama slots. Sticker, or stamp, I suppose. No. Locket? No. It's not gonna be Mr. Hat. I mean, I suppose I should check anyways. Nope, not that. And then we'll try the gun, and that should be it, since I don't think anything on the first page is relevant to this. Yeah, none of that's relevant right now. Alright, well it looks like we're gonna have to go somewhere else. Where to, though? I don't think I have anything new for the Borscht Bowl Club. I should try Drew's studio again. Right? Probably. I mean, I clearly missed something. I've done all the talking points. No, not that. Whatever could it have been? Maybe I should examine the paintings, yeah? Those three paintings. All Drew's works, of course. Which is to say, Vera's works, really. Or to be more precise, Vera's forgeries of someone else's works. Of course, if you demand utter and total precision. Actually, there's nothing more. I was about to say. Okay, no, nothing there. This is where Mr. Measham fell. Never thought our 7-year reunion would be quite like this. Oh wait, you knew Mr. Measham? I met him once, in court. It was a brief meeting, but one I'll remember for the rest of my life. Now that's a story right there, that is. I smell a scoop. Ex-attorney down on his luck, pianist now plays Sonata of Sorrow, end quote. I'm all ears, let's have it. Don't hold anything back. Could you at least get rid of the down on his luck part? Hmm. Nothing, no new talking points from any of that. I think I presented most of this stuff to him last time I was here. Alright, we'll be on our way then. Try Borscht Bowl Club again, since I don't remember what the lock required. Magatama time! Let's see here. Grammar Secret. It's only 3 locks, so it shouldn't be too bad. You don't want to talk about her because of the pistol. Yes, yes. Oh, I remember. I was trying to prove her connection to someone. Was I trying to prove the connection to... I was trying to prove the connection to Apollo, wasn't I? Right. Do I have any ties to Apollo? I don't think I picked anything up. Hmm. Yeah, it says the missing link. No, I don't have it. Alright. Okay, so I need... Let's go over our list. We need unknown thing for Brushel. I need a connection between Thalassa and Apollo for Borscht Bowl. I need to do everything else before doing the Solitary Cell because of the Black Lock. And Sunshine. It has to do... Maybe I should have tried presenting the nail polish first. I should probably just go around presenting that to everyone. Nope. Okay. Just wanted to double check. We'll go to Sunshine. See if Valent has anything to say. Bum 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 bum. Alright, I already presented everything to him, didn't I? On this page. Huh. Where to go from here? What did he need? I forget. He needed the Magnifique Grammar thing. Is it still in my history? I don't want to go through that entire thing. Bum 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 bum. Nope, it's not. We'll check one more time. Yes, Magnifi's death. Oh, I was trying to get evidence that proves who was the one who killed Magnifi. I don't think I have anything that proves that. Unless they decided to make it the second letter, which I suppose it could be. Yeah, the second letter is the only thing I could think of it being among my current repertoire of evidence. This is proving to be quite a challenging final trial. I'll present the letter, and then if that's not it, I think we're gonna have to use the guide for a third time. Yep, look at that. Man, this This has gone remarkably poorly, yeah? Remarkably poorly. Alright, what do we need? Go on, tell me, game. Wait, did I not? Okay, so according to this, I need to present the locket to Brushel. Did I not do that? Was that... I could have sworn I presented everything on second page to him. Well, clearly I'm out of my mind today. Mr. Brushel, do you know this person? Do I know that person? Of course. I was friends with Zach, after all. He hit me a few times. 5 times, actually. But still, I never forget his wife. Thalassa Gramarye. Magnifi Gramarye's only daughter. Do you think you could tell me more about her? Well, why the heck not? There we go, this is what we were missing. Now we can proceed once more. So, Thalassa remarried Zach and had Trucy, see? It was her second marriage, actually. You mean she was divorced? I hadn't heard of this one before. Not quite. Her late husband was a performer, too. Apparently, he died during some gig. Tragic, really. They had only been married a year. I didn't know. Ah, but she was a beauty. I still carry around a portrait photo of her around, you know? Oh, there's the bracelet. Yep, there's her connection. I've known Trucy since she was a little thing, too. She got the better deal, really. She's got you for family, after all. What do you mean? Just reminiscing, you know. Thalassa has another child besides Trucy, end quote. What? But Trucy said she was an only child. Ah, yes, well, this one she had with her previous husband. Her previous husband? Her first husband who died during the performance? Yep, they had themselves a kid. Another orphan now. That's another one who slipped through the cracks. No idea where they are now. Thalassa had another child. Do you think I could borrow that photo? Sure, I can be generous on occasion, you know? Anyway, look at that. We now have our proof. I won't need this locket anymore. Better return it to Trucy before I forget. People and events all get tangled together and get bigger and bigger and biggerer. Don't you think? I was too busy wondering about biggerer to listen to what you were saying. Sometimes you just gotta accept that you won't be able to untangle it all, I think. Maybe so, but still. I have to do what I can. And I have to tell what I find to those who come next. Next, you say? I'm not the only one who will close the curtain on this little play. Apparently, that's not my role anymore. Magnifi. I was just wondering what Magnifi would think of all this. What do you mean? Haven't you seen it in Trucy? She's got his power. You mean how I can't lie to Trucy? It was the same with Magnifi. And with his daughter, Thalassa. It's a strange thing. You think it's some Gramarye gene? Magnifi told me once, back when Zach married Thalassa. He said Zach had good eyes, but not good like Gramarye's eyes, not that good. I wonder if Zach ever played a game of poker with his wife. Who knows what the Gramarye secret was? Maybe nobody. Now that Zach's gone. Zach Gramarye. The plot had finally begun to reveal itself. It sprouted from a warp in the Gramarye fabric and grew, swallowing everything, wrapping itself around the Gramarye's power. The power which passed from the Magnifi Gramarye to Thalassa to the next generation. And I would once again need to meet the one who bridged it all together. There we go, and now we go to the Borscht Bowl Club. Yes? Magatama! For the third to last time in this game, I assume. Oh, did my controller die? No, that's good. Gun. Bang. Yes, yes. Accident with the gun. Now we talk about Apollo, and then we present the photo with the bracelets. Go, Apollo Justice. Here we go. Actually, I know something. Your marriage to Thalassa was her second. How did you know this? Her first husband, he died a year after they were wed, yes? He was a performer. They met when he joined us Grammars as a guest in our show. After Thalassa wed him, she left the troupe for a while. And you say she had a child then? I have a photograph of her here. I couldn't help notice what she was wearing when I first saw this. Those bracelets stand out. They are a Grammary family heirloom. This boy wears a bracelet just like the ones in the picture. What? So, that's why. Why what, Mr. Zack? I took this photograph of Thalassa before she left us. When she returned, she wore only one bracelet. I bet I know where that other one went. She gave it to the boy. Her son. This strange power. I myself do not know where it comes from. Yet, the fact that it is passed down the Grammary line. The fact is that it is passed down the Grammary line. It runs in their veins. What is it? I asked her, Thalassa, once. This is what she told me. Her power responds to tension in others. Tension? If she were to face a person, and they became tense, even slightly, then she would know, no matter how hard they tried to hide it from her. So she could see it? Not quite. This is the strangest part of all. She wouldn't realize that she was subconsciously detecting this tension, without the use of a particular object, or in her case, objects. Objects? Wait, were they something she wore? Yes, her bracelets. I admit, the first time I saw one of those, I felt there was more to it than just fashion. But what kind of power could a bracelet have? I have made a decision. I will tell you all I know. Consider it a gift. Ooh, look at this. We have a lot more now. Well, I hardly need you to tell me at this point, but those two are brother and sister, yes. And the brother, too, has this power of theirs. So Trucy has an older brother. I wonder what will come of that. Mr. Wright? Tonight, after our game is done, I will return to a life of hiding. I would not see her live her life without knowing. I understand. I'll tell the two of them when the time is right. I am in your debt, once again. No kidding. What I want to know is how all this got to be so messed up. Those bracelets are made of a special alloy. It is said to expand and shrink, very slightly, in response to body warmth. So they're temperature sensitive or something? Yes. This is how they can shrink to the exact size of their wearer's wrists. And this has something to do with their power? What have I told you? The Grammary power reacts to tension in others. When a Grammary senses tension, they too become tense. And this tension translates into minute contractions of the muscles. So minute they cannot sense it on their own. Their muscles? Oh, so that's the bracelets are for? With a bracelet on, one can sense these contractions, because the bracelet is always a perfect fit. So, when the person they're watching gets tense, the bracelet feels tighter on their wrist. Precisely. But that alone doesn't really count as mind reading. I believe I understand how the process works from there. It's a simple question of eyesight. Eyesight? I guess that sounds simple enough. Have you ever heard of kinetic vision? Something about the ability to see moving objects with full clarity, right? I've heard of it before. They say athletes can see a moving ball like it was stopped if they focus. Oh, but it's not confirmed to sports alone, confined to sports alone. It all relies on the ability to focus. When we focus, we see many things. The faintest twitch of the face, and the meaning that lies behind it. Therein lies one of the secrets of magic. One must know the mind of the crowd before one may distract it. So, basically what you're saying is, the Gramarys can see really well? For them, seeing is more than believing. It is knowing. Their power relies on eyesight combined with exceptional focus. Things are starting to come into focus for me, too. Of course, it is difficult to maintain such levels of focus for any length of time. But what if someone could tell you when to focus? Or something. Precisely. But wait, Tracy doesn't have any bracelets. You were talking about poker, yes? The timing of when to focus is so elementary, she probably does it without thinking. I doubt Trucy herself has realized this. That is all I know of things Grammarly. Thank you, Mr. Zack. If this boy's bracelet is the real thing, then he will use it before long, thereby awakening his power. I'll keep that in mind. Well, shall we play a game? Ah, I've said so much. Let me say one more thing. I'll tell you of that night. That night? The night my mentor, Magnifique Grammarly, passed from this world to the next. There were 2 pistols, and 2 letters sent. This was Magnifique's test. A test? In his last years, Magnifique Grammarly worked us both to the bone. No, to the pain. But that night, I could not shoot him. So I shot the clown's forehead instead. This, it seems, was the correct answer. Take this. I give my art to you, Zack. What? It is thanks for playing along with my show. You shot well tonight, Zack. Though I would not have minded dying by your hand. How could I shoot you? You're my mentor. Bah! I thought you might say that. If I went home without shooting anything, what would you have done then? Then, of course, I would have given Valent his chance. And if I had shot you in the forehead instead, then it would be over. If you or Valent were to shoot me in the head, then I to the darkness would go, and my art with me. A fitting end, don't you think? Ah, yet this ending too gives me no cause for regret. I thank you, Zack. And I am sorry. I have done much that was wrong in my day. It seems to me that Magnifi wanted you to be his successor all along. That's why the time he gave you was earlier than Valent's. Perhaps, but it is not something we will ever know for sure now. I wonder, what is Valent up to these days? Waiting for you to die. If 7 years pass like this, the performance rights go to him. Ah. And now here I am, and his dream is ended. It's worse than that, actually. Public opinion's a fickle thing, you know. What? You don't mean to tell me they've put the blame for our mentor's death on him? The trial ended when you vanished, Mr. Zack. There were even rumors that Valent helped you pull it off. But that's madness. Well, seems that before I can once again disappear from this world, I have one more act to perform. Isn't it odd that sorting out my life should prove so complicated, even though I'm dead? That night, Zack Grammarly was killed. He died as Shady Smith, a mysterious traveler with a secret past. But he left one thing behind before he parted. This. His confession, to use as I saw fit. Of course, he'd kill no one. This is his way of trying to tie up loose ends with his old partner Valent Grammarly. Alright, we are rapidly approaching the end of this segment. It's taken quite a bit longer than I had expected, but it's been enjoyable nonetheless. Now, Valance, time to get that second lock off of you. Yes, yes. I have the letter. You do not have the rights. Oh, you do not have the rights. Oh, you do not have the rights. Therefore, I will now present to you this other letter, the confession. I believe I have the answer to your prayers right here. That Grammary wrote one more thing before passing on. This is a confession, in which he admits to the killing of Magnifique Grammary. See? All according to your plan. I am a magician by trade. Deception is my life's work. I fool the audience, give them a fleeting dream. Yet, it seems the tables have turned. Now, I am the audience, believing in the deceptions I have wrought upon myself. Zack wrote this right in front of me. After I explained your situation to him. Alakazong! You do not know what that confession is. You do know that this confession is nothing but lies. Yes, it's my opinion that Zack Grammary killed no one. Then, you must be thinking the truth is a simple matter of elimination. Two received instructions to kill, but if one is innocent, then the one who remains is guilty. That would be the logical conclusion, yes. So, he vanished to protect me, his partner. Ha 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 ha! A stirring tale, 'tis true. Did you shoot Magnifique Grammary in the forehead? If I had, and I told you, what would you do? Run to the police, perchance? Do as you will. There is nothing left for me now. It is true, after all. I have little talent. I needed my mentor, Magnifique's repertoire. It was as if a little demon grabbed hold of me. I knew it. So Valiant Grammary did kill the great Magnifique. I am so sorry, Mr. Wright, but it was not I who shot my mentor. What? But if it wasn't you, then who was it? There wasn't another disciple. Wait, there wasn't another disciple, was there? Another disciple, such as, I don't know, knack and talent Grammary, maybe? Your wild fancies couldn't be further from the truth. Only Zack and Valiant received those threatening letters. But there was another. One more person who could have fired that pistol that night. I don't suppose you've figured it out by now? If it wasn't Zack or Valiant who shot Magnifique, then it had to be the only other person at the scene, which means... Wait, you don't mean... Yes, the great Magnifique Grammary killed himself. So, Magnifique Grammary committed suicide? You find it hard to believe? To be honest, I hadn't even imagined it as a possibility. When I arrived that night, the old man was still alive. He appeared to be asleep. I could not shoot him. But when I turned and made to leave the room, the old man called out to me. So you spoke with Magnifique Grammary? Yes, and this is why I knew what he had done. Magnifique transferred the rights to his repertoire to my partner, Zack Grammary, not me. I see. Then I guess I owe you an apology. I always thought you were the one who did it. You owe me no apology. Huh? My crime was, in a way, more serious than that of murder. What? Your crime? Is Valiant Grammary confessing something to me? What could be more serious than murder? You see, I knew that 2 letters had been sent. There are no secrets between partners. It was easy to find out. That was when I understood Magnifi's plan. He wanted to die by one of your hands? Little did I expect it had anything to do with the rights to his repertoire. That was when I heard it. The little demon whispering inside my heart. The demon? Let me confess, I had intended to shoot Magnifi, and I planned on framing my partner for the crime. What? That night, I prepared something before going to Magnifi's hospital room. Which was? IV fluid, of course. I'd seen it on an earlier visit. If Zack did not shoot, I would do the deed. Then I would use the IV fluid liquid to place the murder on his hands. That was my plan. But you didn't shoot him. I could not. The demon in my heart fled when the moment came. But then Magnifi called me back. I am sorry, Valence. I'm giving my magic to Zack, not you. You still lack the draw he has. Please, help him, if you can. I left the room, and then I stopped. The shock of what I had just been told consumed me. And that is when I heard that fateful gunshot. Magnifi Grammary killing himself. Then the demon awoke anew within me. Zack killed him. He was the one. Frame him and the magic will be yours. I altered the scene of his suicide. I took the pistol from his hand, wiped off the prints. Then I used the syringe to add IV fluid I'd brought. So, in the end, things happened pretty much as planned. Magnifi died, and you framed Zack for his murder. As planned, indeed. Of course, the outcome was somewhat different than I had anticipated. Well, what do you think? Do you believe my story? Can it be believed, truly? That was 7 years ago. I don't know what to believe, but... Yes? I'm glad I heard it from you, Mr. Valent. Thank you. It is I who should be thanking you, Mr. Wright. Only when I had lost everything could I make my decision. You're going to turn yourself in? My partner may have vanished, but not so my guilt. And as my guilt stays, all else begins to leave me. My friends, my performance rights, my magic. I've had enough of vanishing acts. I understand. I thought my life was ruled by a dead man. But I find I was wrong. For Zack Grammary was alive. Well, not anymore. And now it occurs to me, what if he was not the only one who survived? What do you mean? You see, now that I think about it, I realize that no, we never saw proof of her demise. We never saw her body. Her? The mind races and the mouth flaps on. My apologies. Forget this matter. I can only hope that the day will come when I again meet my partner, Zack Grammary. Then, I shall apologize for my terrible mistake. I'm glad we had this chance to talk. Thank you. Zack Grammary, Shady Smith. Whichever name you prefer, he is no longer with us. The truth revealed in that trial was only a sliver, and the impenetrable darkness that remained has taken another life. I knew what I'd had to do to push darkness back for good, and it would involve paying that man a visit. Alright, final part of the investigation. Presumably. Sorry, sir. Prisoner Christoph Gavin is currently occupied. I see. Do you know when he'll be finished? Well. Could you go find out? Certainly, sir. Please wait here a moment. My apologies to the guard, but there's something I need to see. The letter. There it is. The yellow envelope. And the sender is Drew Misham. I was right. When I arrived at the studio, Mr. Misham was at his desk. He seemed to be writing a letter, but he quickly sealed the envelope. It was a yellow envelope. I heard it was left at the crime scene. If this is the last letter that Drew Misham wrote, then there's something I need to do. The last thing I need to do, in fact. Here goes. Let's see if this atroquinine spray finds anything. There it is. This is the poison stamp. So, this was Drew Misham's messenger of death. It was this stamp, alright, no mistaking it. And his last letter was sent to Christoph Gavin. The interview request came like you said it would, and they're looking into the case. I swear on my life I won't tell them about you, so please release the spell you've put on my daughter. I'll write later with a report. Gotcha. A spell? I wonder. Finally, decisive evidence. What's this? A burglar? In jail? Gavin! I didn't know you moonlighted in larceny, right? Gavin, there's something I have to ask you. Can I steal your stuff? The answer is no. My apologies, but there's not much I care to discuss. Vera Meacham hasn't received her verdict yet. You follow me, Gavin? There are no known survivors of atroquinine poisoning, but it never hurts to hope. Okay, I'll be leaving now then. Right. Wait. Yeah, Gavin? Would you mind leaving that letter? It's private. Oh, sorry. Forgot I had it. Many thanks. Oh, was I wearing a... Oh my! The hat was a camera the whole time? Oh, that's good. We've now seen all the clues in this case. Clues I gathered over 7 long years. Now it is time. Every story has an ending. We've come to the final chapter. The final trial. Find the truth. You're the only ones who can. Ooh, that was a good way to end that. I loved that. And now, it's time for the last trial of the game. Let's go. Welcome to court. 7 years, all leading to one verdict. A verdict to which you must decide. Is the defendant, Vera Meacham, innocent or guilty? The courtroom doors are opening. The trial awaits. Are you ready to begin? Oh, is this the, what's it called? The jury watching through the camera? Maybe. This is, I'm very intrigued. Something inside me. Rising. Surfacing. Who is this talking? Something important. Lost long ago. It's close now. So close. Court is now in session for the trial of Vera Meacham. The defense is ready. Oh, the defense is ready, Your Honor. Prosecution's ready to rock. Prosecutor Gavin, how is the defendant, Vera Meacham's condition? Acute atroquinine poisoning. According to her physician, she could die at any time. Thus, her absence from the courtroom today. What? They can't put her on trial without her being here. It is unusual. Oh, wrong voice. They should wait for her to get better and then do it. It's so bureaucratic of them. That's being a little harsh. I can't delay the trial any longer, or they risk having no one left to try. A trial without a verdict can only cause grief. The records of this case and experience tell us this. Apologies to the defendant, but the show must go on. Right. If Vera dies, the trial will be cancelled. I'm not going to let that happen. Mr. Wright told me everything that's been going on behind the curtain all these years. I'm going to get Vera her innocent verdict while there's still time. Very well. Your opening statement, Prosecutor Gavin. The prosecution's case is unchanged by recent events. Why did Vera Measham succumb to poison? Because she couldn't live with the guilt of what she'd done. But Vera was poisoned with atroquinine. The exact same poison that took her father's life. What better confession could you ask for? Being the killer, she would have had access to the poison. Significant, since it's rather hard to come by. This is true. In other words, I see no need for further discussion. You could have had our verdict yesterday. Well, Mr. Justice, if you have no objections, I see no reason to postpone a verdict. What we need to worry about isn't the verdict, but the trial itself. The defense holds that Vera Measham is the victim, not the killer. If that's so, then you have to prove something. She was in court giving her testimony before us. How do you propose her killer poisoned her? Oh, and incidentally, it would be nice if you told us who her mystery killer was. Oh, we have someone. How does it feel to be playing possibly the best Ace Attorney case of all time? I'm feeling fantastic about it. So far in this game, I was rather iffy about Apollo and Trucy's writing, but this last trial has made all of it worth it. Very excited to see how it turns out, especially with how the investigation just ended with the camera reveal. The prosecution's objection is sustained. I ask the defense to prove its claims to this court. Tell us how Vera Measham was poisoned. I've got two things to prove here. Who did it, and how? Which to hit first? Well, let's see, do I have all the evidence I just got? No, I'm back to standard evidence. No, nope, I still have it. Okay, good. Just that some of the descriptions have changed. In that case, let's start with how, since we already know this. How did the killer poison Vera Measham? I will focus first on the method I used. Your second favorite. Well, if your first favorite is in one of the previous games, feel free to tell me which one it is. If not, try not to tell me, because I am planning to do the rest of these games eventually. Any comments before we begin, Prosecutor Gavin? Not a bottle or a container of poison was found on the defendant's body. I see. So the vector of poisoning is unknown. Is the defense prepared to prove how the poison reached Vera Measham? Yes, Your Honor. Very well. What method was used to poison Vera Measham? It was this little bottle of nail polish. Oh, farewell from the second game. What one was that? Oh, yes, I remember. That was a good one, yes. I personally really liked the final trial from the third game. Loved how it wrapped back around to the first little prologue. Really, I think the third game, if they just fixed the two trials that aren't connected to the last one, it would have been so much better. But maybe it's just because that last one was so good. What's this? My, what a beautiful bottle. I'd like to give whoever designed that a hand. Is that nail polish? It's colorless. Ah, something the matter? No, nothing. Nothing at all. So, the killer put poison in this bottle and made her drink it? As Prosecutor Gavin has told us, this is nail polish. Nail polish? It's like paint for nails. You know any women with red nails? Ah, my wife has red nails. I see, so she's been painting them all this time. Let's recall yesterday's trial. Remember when Vera was testifying to the court? Court is now back in session. Vera seems pretty tense. She's practically chewing her fingernails clean off. Whenever Vera became nervous, she had a habit of biting her nails. Her nails? Ah! Prosecutor Gavin? When the prosecution had Vera examined, did they check her nails? Bailiff, have them check the defendant's nails at once. Mr. Justice? Yes? Do you know who did this? Do you know who put poison in the nail polish? Yes. That bottle belongs to Vera Misham? Why do you ask? Know someone who might have a bottle like this? No, just checking. Mr. Justice, you are about to accuse someone of poisoning that bottle with nail polish. Please dispense with the chatter. You realize the weight of this accusation? Here, let me show you. Understood, Your Honor. No problem, I know what I'm doing this time. Then let us ask, who poisoned Vera Misham via her nail polish? That would be Christoph. What's this? Christoph Gavin? What's your game? My bro. There's no way he could do something like that. You should know that better than anyone else. Indeed. He is behind bars. I know. However, it doesn't mean it was impossible to do what he did. What? Ask yourselves when he put the poison in the bottle. Could have been yesterday. It could have been a month ago. Maybe it was a year ago. Or, perhaps, it was 7 years ago. But Christoph Gavin has no motive for killing this poor girl. It's simply inconceivable. Prosecutor Gavin doesn't seem to think so. That face tells me one thing. Christoph Gavin's own younger brother doesn't find it inconceivable at all. Well, Prosecutor Gavin, if you feel there is a clear and pressing need, then we may have to summon Christoph Gavin from jail as the special witness. Fine. I've known for some time an impenetrable darkness lurked at the bottom of this. A darkness that has swallowed even myself. Okay. The defense's wish is granted. Let prisoner Christoph Gavin take the stand. Bailiff, begin proceedings to call a special witness. The witness is Christoph Gavin, currently residing in solitary cell 13 at Central Prison. Oh, what am I going to do about their voices? I gave these two the exact same voice. You know, let's just keep it that way. Ah, you're wrong. Maybe we'll keep Christoph a bit more calm. Well, I mean, I guess that's how he's going to be anyway. Ah, Your Honor. How nice to see you again. It's been quite a while, hasn't it? To what do I owe the pleasure of your company? It's not every day I'm summoned from my solitary cell. In fact, it's never. I think you already know Mr. Christoph Gavin. Ah, Mr. Justice. I hear you've been doing quite well for yourself. Why do I feel like somehow he's still my boss? Stiff upper lip, Apollo, you can do it. Does this bottle look familiar? Ariadone nail polish? Why yes, I use it myself. As did the late defendant, I hear. She's not dead yet. And? Was there something concerning this bottle you wish to ask me about? I admit I respect her for her taste in nail polish. Her taste indeed. This nail polish was how Vera Misham was poisoned. Atroconine, was it? You're well informed about this case, Mr. Gavin. Even in solitary, much comes to my desk, and I have nothing to do but read. Well, Clavier? Maybe you can explain this. You're being accused again. By him. Again. Ah, and? You agree with his accusation, do you? Let's hold a proper trial, shall we? Christoph Gavin, your testimony, please. I'd be delighted. The charges against you are quite severe, Mr. Gavin. You are suspected of the poisoning of the defendant, Vera Misham. Please testify on this matter to the court. Owning the same nail polish does not a murderer make. I've been in solitary confinement for half a year. How could I possibly poison her? Her father died of the same poison, the meaning of which should be clear. The prosecutor's case holds. She poisoned her father, then attempted to poison herself. Surely, you aren't going to suggest I was responsible for poisoning her father, too. Well, I'm afraid the defense's claim is sounding rather unlikely. Naturally. For one, I don't even know the Meashams. Isn't that so, Mr. Justice? Very well, Mr. Justice, begin your cross-examination. I'm accusing Christoph Gavin, my ex-boss. But I know he poisoned the Meashams. The question is, when could he have done it? Not to mention, why? Alright, let's see, where are we going to start off on this one? Oh, perceiving is available at all times. Oh, that's gonna be rough. Okay. What's this? How could you poison her? Well, you gave it to her because you've met her before. What happens do I have relevant to this? Let's see. This is very important. Yep, on the rim, but it's not from that. It's a red envelope. Well, no, that doesn't prove it. That proves that you poisoned the stamp. Let's see. I think we're going to have to press a bit. Ooh, no, we have the letter here. What does it say again? Can I read it? Am I allowed to read it? Doesn't seem I can open it. No. Okay, we just need to know that we have a letter. Oh, I guess Apollo hasn't read it. Alright. I think we're going to have to press here. Oh, the vent's back. Alright, well we're going to press here, and then we're going to present if that doesn't do anything. Or maybe we'll try perceiving first, I guess. Both Vera and Mr. Measham were poisoned with atroquinine. That really can't be a coincidence. The defense is repeating fallacious statements based on conjecture. The prosecution requests concrete, unambiguous proof of the witness's crime. Objection sustained. The defense will please present concrete proof. Does Prosecutor Gavin seem strange to you? It's like he's all grown up. I think that's how prosecutors are supposed to be, actually. I was about to say the same thing. Though, he is acting different than usual. I'll bet it has to do a lot with his brother Christoph being in the room. Well, let's make this testimony count, Apollo. Right, quick and painless. My bracelet should do the trick. Okay, I'm questioning my ex-boss. His testimony seems watertight, but he's lying. I'm sure I'll be able to see something, as long as I focus. Yep, okay, well, I think that's enough hinting about the focusing. I think it's going to be on this last statement. Let's go ahead and perceive. What would it be, I wonder? It'll be better than Brushels, at least, because at least I'm not going to be looking for sweat. He's quite angry there. Is he always like that? Probably. Can I see his other hand? No, his other hand's off screen. Alright, we'll go through this again. Let's see, we gotta look for some sort of twitch. Let's just stare at his face for a second. No, I'm not seeing anything there. We'll go check one of the other ones. Let's see. How could you poison her? I'm looking for a lie. Solitary confined for half a year. I'll check. I'm going to perceive this one. I don't think this is going to be it, but I think it would be good to check anyways. Yep, that's safe. That's also true. Wanted to see that last bit of the statement. No. His hands should be off screen, right? We'll check. We always gotta check the hands. Yep, off screen. I don't see anything that looks like it might move. No, this is clear. Alright. Prosecution's case holds. She poisoned her father and then attempted to poison herself. This could be it, but that's just him restating the prosecution's case. We'll check it, just in case. What do we got? That statement's clear. Don't... Okay, arms are off screen. Not really seeing anything going on with his face. We'll check one more time. But I'm really thinking it's going to be that last statement where he has his hand over his face. On his glasses. And nope, all completely off screen. Alright, we'll check the last one once more. Well, this is a question, not really a statement, so I guess it wouldn't really be a lie, but I don't recall these other ones being quite consistent in terms of what I'm perceiving. In terms of the statement, at least. You were responsible for poisoning her. Are your eyes perfectly still? So are your eyebrows and the crease on your forehead. Can't see anything beneath your fingers, I think, but we'll look, just in case. No, that's not it. What's... Oh! There it is. I just saw it. I didn't even know that he had a scar on the back of his hand. That's a tricky one. Still not as bad as Brussels, though. That one was dumb. There we go. What even is that? It was you who killed Drew Misham. A bluff worthy of your new mentor, Mr. Wright. Oh, really? But you see, I saw it. Right when you said her father, too. Your hand tensed unnaturally, and the little devil appeared to give me the news. Oh, that's it. That's what they mean by the little devil. I get it now. And let's assume, for the sake of argument, that you saw me being tense. What does that mean? Are all tense witnesses guilty? And tell me, was Drew Misham fond of nail polish too? Sorry, but there's more than one way to poison a man. You don't need nail polish to get someone's mouth. Ah. Then I must be very talented indeed. You see, Drew Misham was killed on October 6th, while I was already in my solitary confinement cell at Central Prison. If that's not an alibi, then I don't know what is. But you found a way all the same, and I found it too. This is how you poison Mr. Misham. Do I post the letter or the stamp? Do I have the stamp still? I do not have the stamp, so it's going to be the letter. Oh, did I have the letter and I just missed it? My. And here I thought you'd come so far. Huh? I admire how you, lacking any confidence whatsoever, chose to barrel on. Your defense lacks even a shred of elegance. Much like Phoenix Wright, come to think of it. I probably did have the stamp, and I just overlooked it. Relax, Justice. I've come this far, I must know the answer. How did the killer get to his victim when the victim was in jail? You know, I'm going to blame this, though, on this horrid background. It's always so distracting to me. I do have the stamp. I'm sure this commemorative stamp requires no introduction. The night Mr. Misham died, he was seen writing a letter. A troconine was found on the stamp, Mr. Gavin. So, am I to understand this stamp was the murder weapon? Yes, you are. Oh, and yes, this stamp was found in your prison cell. There we go, finally free of that background. Probably for the last time, so congratulations to me for no more motion sickness. That is all, Your Honor. Order! 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 Poison on the back of that stamp? After Drew Misham was killed, someone paid a visit to this witness's cell. Phoenix Wright. Daddy? That's when he found the stamp. You made Drew Misham write you a letter. That's how you killed him. What? My. You've upset my poor brother to the point of uselessness. Allow me to clarify this matter, Justice. All you need to do is recall witness Spark Brushell's testimony. Well, that's the thing, see? After he put his letter in that envelope, Mr. Meacham sat there searching his desk drawer for something. His desk drawer? Yes, a stamp. A so-called postage stamp, end quote. He was looking for a stamp. Ergo, he had no intention of using this stamp. What are you getting at? What I'm arriving at is that this commemorative stamp was in a frame. It was a mere coincidence that he used it that night. That would seem to be the case. Or perhaps you mean to suggest that I can somehow manipulate coincidence. He does have a point. How would this witness know if the victim was going to use that stamp? Without that, he couldn't have planned this murder. What? Really, Clavier, you should be seeing through these weak-spined bluffs by now. He's right, though. How could anyone have known Mr. Meacham would use a stamp that night? Least of all, Christoph Gavin locked away in his cell. Well, it seems that the defense has run out of things to say. You assume he had something to say in the first place. I believe the defense's bluff has been called. The defense's bluff? I'm not sure I agree with you there, Christoph. Clavier? Honestly, I wanted to believe you, but the defense wasn't trying to get away with a bluff. You were, Christoph. What are you saying, Prosecutor Gavin? Herr Forehead? What was your accusation again? Huh? Oh, it was that this poison stamp killed Drew Misham, yeah? To which my brother responded thusly. There was no way to know when Misham would use the stamp. Yes, that's right, which is why it couldn't have been planned. Tell me, it needs to be planned? Why? Why couldn't it have been a coincidence? The defense's case is simply that Drew Misham died by that stamp. That's all. Coincidence? Christoph, you tried to slip out from under his accusation by changing the subject. If that's not bluffing, what is it? What are you up to, Clavier? I could ask you the same question, Christoph. Oh, I had to hit a button. I silenced the defense with the fewest words possible. It's called efficiency. But Mr. Gavin, that's impermissible testimony. Very well. I shall take his claim head-on, then. Justice? What? You accuse me of Drew Misham's murder, yes? Then, allow me to ask you, what possible reason could I have to kill a painter? Apollo, motive! He's talking about a motive! Indeed. It's hard to see how an attorney could want to kill a painter. Now here's something, why didn't he bring up the motive from the very beginning? Unless he was afraid it was a battle he might lose. So, what does it mean? It means there might be a weak spot. Maybe I have some evidence to prove a motive. A motive for murder. This is vital, if not the most vital element of this case. Please consider this when making your statement. Yeah. I'd say it's about this vital. That's pretty vital. Well, Mr. Justice? I'm going through with this no matter what. Understood, Your Honor. I'd like to present evidence. Then, let's see what you have for us. What reason did Christoph Gavin have for wanting to murder Drew Misham? Alright. Let's see. It could be the red envelope. That's proof of his involvement in the fraud. In fact, I'm willing to say that's it, the red envelope. But I'm not entirely certain. We'll go through this one by one. Not that letter, that's proof that he received the stamp. Not the stamp itself. Not the nail polish. Is this the fake one? Yeah, this is the fake... Ooh, it could be the fake notebook page. I forgot I had this. Okay, I don't need to go through these one by one. It's either the fake notebook page or it's the red envelope. It depends on which way the game wants to take this. My money is on the notebook page. Christoph Gavin's motive becomes clear when we consider why the stamp came to Drew Misham's studio in the first place. And why was that? Forgery, Your Honor. Go back 7 years. Drew Misham accepts his first job creating forged evidence. I've seen that before. A page from a diary, wasn't it? Magnifique Grammary's diary. Ah, an attorney Phoenix Wright lost his badge, yes. This was the evidence he presented to his loss. This evidence is fake, yes, but did Mr. Wright request the forgery be made? That was never proven. The defense attorney on that case was Phoenix Wright. Who, other than him, drunk with the prospect of victory, could have done it? And why would they? Just out of curiosity, do you remember this letter? This is the first page. And this is the second. Those were presented in the court yesterday. This letter was sent to Drew Misham by the client who requested that forgery. The enclosed stamp was none other than the poison commemorative stamp. Drew Misham drew his last breath just the other day. However, the motive for his murder was already 7 years old. 7 years old? The client who requested this forgery was very cautious. He tried to erase anything and anyone with connections to the forgery. To keep them from talking? But he made a mistake. The stamp was a picture of my favorite magicians, so I kept it. Father took me when I was very young. It was a great magic show. I loved it so much. The killer's time bomb was delayed. The poison stamp was sealed within a glass frame, where it sat for 7 whole years. Hair forehead? Do you understand what you're telling us? The one who schemed up the forged diary page was the one who poisoned the stamp, and it was Phoenix Wright who presented the forged evidence 7 years ago. Adding the two statements together, the one who schemed to kill Drew Misham was none other than Phoenix Wright. Sorry, but that's not how this is going to go down. Oh? Then how will it go down? I checked through the records on that case when I found this. 7 years ago, just before the trial began. Oh, old boy. Here. What's this? I don't know, I just got it over there in the hallway. They told me to give it to the old boy in the blue suit with the spiky hair. And one more thing. I'm sorry to have sprung this on you so suddenly. I received the files from your previous attorney only yesterday. I understand I am asking the impossible of you. Yes, well, you haven't really told me what happened yet. All we did was play cards. And that was enough. Phoenix Wright was put onto this case the day before the trial started. He didn't have time to request a forgery. The day before? Now here's a question. Just who was Shady Nigmar's previous defense attorney? No, this can't be. But it is all true. There was another man, a defense attorney with a badge on his collar. It was you, Christoph Gavin. Order! 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 What is the meaning of this, witness? I mean, defendant. I mean, former lawyer? Let me begin by denying this. It's easy enough to look up Mr. Gavin, and impossible to prove if you can't. Did I read that right? That's a weird line. Attorneys are registered with the court the day before the trial begins. In other words, no record remains in the court. How exactly did you intend to prove Phoenix Wright's claim? That would be difficult. I'm afraid this line of inquiry won't yield. Hair forehead. Are you sure you don't have any evidence? What's wrong with Prosecutor Gavin? He looks clammy. Evidence. Evidence that shows this man, Christoph Gavin, requested forgery 7 years ago. Clavier? Just prove it. Clear up these doubts now, or I swear I'm off this case. He must have thought of some evidence, Apollo. Prosecutor Gavin looks like he's in physical pain. That darkness. I have to pull that darkness out of him, and proof is the only way I can. What proves Christoph Gavin's link to Drew Misham? Well, Mr. Justice, you claim Christoph Gavin requested a forgery of Drew Misham 7 years ago. Prove it. It can be proven. Simply ridiculous. Why even discuss it? This evidence does not... Are you telling the truth, Apollo Justice? I am. Then I say give him the benefit of the doubt. Very well, but if you're wrong about this, be prepared for a penalty. Your Honor, you do the defense an injustice. Mr. Justice is clearly passionate about his claim. Should the penalty not match his passion? I haven't given a penalty like that in a long time. Well, Mr. Justice? Fine, Your Honor. All I have to prove is any kind of link. Something that ties Christoph Gavin to Drew Misham. And I have something that clearly does the job. Very well, Mr. Justice. Present your evidence. Show us the link between our witness and Drew Misham. Alright, are we looking for a new link or an old link? Because if it's the new link, obviously it's the letter. In fact, that's the only thing I have, really. Does it say who it's from? I'm not certain, since I'm not allowed to read it as Apollo. We'll go through everything really quickly, just to double check. A connection between our witness. Can I see the underside of this? No, probably not. But I do have it. Am I allowed to look at the underside? No, I cannot. That's a shame. If that is the case, then the only thing I can think of is the yellow letter. Well, we could lose here, but let's give it a shot. This evidence proves there's a link. That's scrap of paper? I'm afraid I can't let you submit that. Is there some problem? There is. How could you possibly have that? You couldn't. Hmm? Hey, that's Daddy's handwriting. Mr. Wright's handwriting? What is the meaning of this? Ah, I see now. Yes, of course. What do you mean, of course? I just remembered I had a visitor yesterday. Phoenix Wright came to my cell, except I wasn't there. Phoenix Wright? When I returned, I saw he had something of mine in his possession. Of course, I had no intention of letting him get away with reading my private mail. Mail? You mean this letter was in your cell? No. However, it appears Mr. Wright has yet to be cured of his bad forging habits. Well, if it's a forgery, it's not a very good one. The handwriting's terrible. This is Mr. Wright's reproduction of what was written in the real letter. Reproduction? When Mr. Wright visited Christoph Gavin's cell, he brought with him a small video camera. What? He recorded his entire conversation with you, Mr. Gavin, and the contents of your personal mail. Regardless, this mockery of a piece of evidence will never be accepted by the court. Evidence based on a video a man with no authority whatsoever claims he took? A man who happens to be an ex-attorney suspected of forgery. Prosecutor Gavin? Prosecutor Gavin? And embarrassing as this is for me to say, I'm afraid my brother is incapable of making rational judgments at the moment. Your Honor, your decision, please. The defense's claim is denied. What? Only actual evidence is permitted in a court of law. Please remove the defense's evidence from the record. Better luck next time, Justice. Ah, I see where this is going. Oh, this is so satisfying. Because this is not a usual court. This is a jury court. Evidence does not matter, you fool. It matters what the jury sees and hears. Mwahaha. I hope this is the way it's going, or else I'm going to look like a fool. Oh, that is the ending music. Well, we've certainly taken a detour from our cross-examination, but the defense appears to be lacking proof. I'm forced to end the cross-examination of Christoph Gavin at this point. Apollo, do something. I'm thinking, but without evidence, I don't have anything I can use on him. The jury shall do it. Yes. Consume him, send him to jail. Very well, this ends the special witness's cross-examination. The show's over, yet the crowd screams for more. Only now do I understand why. Prosecutor Gavin? Frankly, I'm relieved. This has been bothering me for 7 whole years, and I'm tired of the whole youthful angst scene. Now's our chance. Let's clean out the family closet, eh, Christoph? Clavier, you're spinning out of control. Calm yourself before you say something you'll regret. Spinning out of whose control? Mine? Or yours? Take a moment to consider everything you've built. Your reputation as a prosecutor, your fame with the masses. You could lose it all, Clavier. Apollo, did you see that? He's trying to press Prosecutor Gavin. Prosecutor Gavin, try to remember. What's really important to you? You amuse me, Hair Forehead. I couldn't forget what's really important to me, even if I tried. In fact, I haven't. Not even once. 7 years ago... Finally. You just couldn't resist, could you, Hair Right? Resist what? Presenting solid evidence? Might I request we put the current cross-examination on hold? The prosecution would like to call a new witness. State your name and occupation for the record. I'm familiar with the trial. I've watched the video several times. Didn't you find anything unnatural about it? Unnatural? Well, you did seem unusually well prepared. I mean, Mr. Wright had only just presented his evidence. And the next moment you called and drew Misham. It was almost as if... Almost as if... what? Funny. It didn't even occur to me to wonder. But now that I do, I see there's only one possible explanation. Almost as if, from the very beginning, you knew Mr. Wright was going to present the evidence. Ah! Correct. I knew that if I applied the usual pressure, Phoenix Wright would eventually come up with that forged diary page. Don't do this, Clavier. I knew because you told me, Christoph. What? What? It was the night before the trial. Clavier? Christoph? I'm not seeing you at the prosecutor's office the day before the trial. Ah, I won't be appearing in the trial, actually. Huh? Why not? I won't be facing off with you on your first trial, apparently. But in exchange, I brought information. Information? The attorney who'll be there in my place tomorrow is not to be trusted. Don't even give him the benefit of your respect. Listen. I want you to call in a special witness. Then... I wondered about it at the time. How did Christoph know so much? Prosecutor Gavin. Christoph, we were supposed to face each other in that trial. A fair fight, brother to brother. I deserved that much. You let me borrow the victim's belongings. You showed me all your research on that case. The victim's belongings? Which would have included Magnifi's diary, wouldn't it? Mr. Gavin? My, Clavier. You disappoint me. You find trees, yet miss the forest. You're the one missing the forest, Mr. Gavin. You can't sweep this under the rug. Not anymore. Tell me, what was going on behind that trial? Why not? I've achieved what I came here to do. See no harm in a little reminiscing. Apollo, I think we're finally going to shine a light on the black belly of this thing, Trucy. We've done everything we could. I hope it's enough. 7 years ago, the day before the trial, I visited a detention center at the request of my client, Zach Gramery. 2 cards. 1 card. Showdown time. Enough. You lose, Gavin. Thanks for the work. Now go. To be honest, I don't know what his reasons were to this day. As far as I could tell, he dismissed me as his representation because I lost in a game of poker. I can come to no other conclusion. Daddy used to say something. If you want to know a man, you have to compete. Zach wasn't watching his points, or the cards. He was watching the man behind the cards, Christoph Gavin. I couldn't believe it. Phoenix Wright? A second-rate attorney who relies on luck and bluffs? He dismissed me, and went with that pitiful excuse of a man? He deserved to die for that error alone. Hold it! So, the one who requested that forgery was... Oh, I'm not admitting to anything. My point is, these 2 men shamed me, and I could not forgive that. Phoenix Wright and Zach Gramery both deserved what they got. So you asked Mr. Meacham to forge that evidence? So you could win. But then when were you dismissed as Zach Gramery's attorney? When you were dismissed as Zach Gramery's attorney, you used the forged evidence as a trap. You fed me information about the forgery you made. Then you gave your dirty evidence to him. You're free to imagine what you will. My point is that all I had imagined came to pass. Everything went perfectly. Ha. Ha ha ha. Incredible. If I wasn't laughing, I'd weep. Prosecutor Gavin? Perfectly? You're mad, Christoph. Stop fooling yourself. What are you talking about, Clavier? Tell me, how did that trial end? Cancelled, when the defendant vanished. Ah, I get it. So, Christoph, you've been living in fear for 7 years. What? You were afraid your forgery would be revealed and your reputation tarnished. You couldn't leave things to chance, so you watched everyone involved with the case for 7 years. You know, he always felt like he was being watched. That's what he said, every day, for 7 years. But I felt it too. Journalist sure he is being watched, end quote. I do wonder why Zach Gramery got rubbed out after 7 years? Right after coming into contact with me? Wait just a minute. Zach Gramery was seen by this reporter? How is that possible? Was he alive after being gone 7 years? Finally. I knew this moment was coming. I just didn't think we'd be here so fast. Zach Gramery, gone missing for 7 years. Trucy's father. What's wrong, Apollo? Go get him. Alright, leave it to me. Allow me to refresh the court's memory. 6 months ago, Christoph Gavin was charged with murdering a mysterious traveler. I remember him quite well. Shady Smith, was it? Poisoned in a Chinese restaurant. Tragic. The details don't really matter right now. What matters is that the traveler was Zach Gramery. What is it, Apollo? Huh? Keep going. We'll talk about it later. Did she already know? Someone please explain this. Mr. Justice, can you explain this? It all started 7 years ago. The great magician Magnifique Gramarye's death started it. Magnifique Gramarye's death and his student Zach Gramarye the suspect. Whoever defended Zach in court successfully would be famous beyond belief. Thinking that, Christoph Gavin did the unthinkable. He forged evidence. Drew Misham? Actually, it was his daughter, Vera, who really did the work. You took precautions when you had that forgery made, didn't you, Mr. Gavin? Precautions? To keep people from talking, of course. These two know too much. Leave them alive and there'll be nothing but trouble. And that's why you planned your poisoning of the forgers. Atroquinine. Applied to a commemorative stamp. But luck was on Mr. Meacham's side. The bomb didn't go off. His daughter. She saved him by taking the stamp, I see. But that wasn't the only bomb he set up. The Ariadne nail polish, of course. You noticed something when you requested that forgery. When Vera Meacham is nervous, she has a bad habit. A tendency to bite her nails. Ah! That nail polish was her good luck charm. She was almost kidnapped once. Since then, she's been, well, you can see for yourself. She refuses to leave the house. That person gave me a good luck charm for when I absolutely had to go outside. It protects me. Yes, apparently she received something. A gift. She won't tell me what it was. It was from the client, the one who wanted that note made. It was his insurance. Insurance? As long as she lived quietly at home, there was no danger to her. But what if she had to go outside? If she ran into any trouble, she'd become nervous, and the nail polish would do the rest. His time bomb sat there for 7 years, and then they went off almost simultaneously. Oh? I'm gonna get a breakdown? No, not yet. If you're finished, may I return to my cell now? I'm not accustomed to standing for such long periods of time. Mr. Gavin, have you heard a single thing we've said? Oh, I listened quite closely to your little tale. Quite an entertaining piece of fiction. What? Clavier, surely you understand. We're back to the evidence. The lacking evidence. Nothing proves the link between him and the atroquinine that took Drew Misham's life. What about the restaurant? You killed Zach Gramarye to keep him from talking. I killed no man of that name. Read over that report again, if you like. The victim was a traveler by the name of Shady Smith, about whom we know little else. You can't seriously think I knew he was that particular fugitive. Okay, then why did you kill him? I plead my right to remain silent. Remember, this court does not convene to put me on trial. The defendant's name is Vera Meacham, suspected in the murder of her father. My trial's been finished for 6 months now. I'm afraid we have strayed considerably from our purpose here. This court concurs with the witness. It is defendant Vera Meacham who is on trial here. No, but you were doing so well, Apollo. As long as there is no evidence to support the accusation against him, this course of inquiry cannot find Vera Meacham innocent. Your Honor, Phoenix Wright spent 7 years collecting this evidence. You still don't get it, do you? Let us assume there was poison in the nail polish. Who, then, was responsible for causing Vera Meacham to bite her nails? What? It wasn't me, I know that much. The one who brought that poison to her lips was you. Okay, that's the dumbest argument I've heard from out of Gavin this entire game. Come on. What? Evidence is everything. There is nothing more and nothing less. I believe this discussion has reached its conclusion. Your Honor. Mr. Justice, you have performed admirably well for a novice attorney. I respect your partner, Phoenix Wright's termination as well. However, however, without direct proof, you have nothing. Isn't that right, Clavier? Unfortunately, yes, Kristoff, you're right. That is, you would have been right until now. What? Did the news not reach your desk in solitary? The eyes of the nation are on this courtroom today. This is the trial case for a new judicial system. That's right. I'd totally forgotten. The jurist system. Jurists, you say? The current judicial system has been deemed too closed off from society. The new system attempts to inject the wisdom of common citizens into the law. Common citizens? Wisdom? Is this some kind of a joke? What could we possibly gain by doing this? Entrusting our judicial system to a mindless, emotional mob of rational mouth breathers? Common citizens have something called common sense. Common sense is not restricted by the law. Nonsense. There's only one room for two in this court. Me and the law. Keep the riffraff out. Out, I say. They're not in the court, actually. They're watching everything by video camera. Oh, they all turn to look at me. How can you allow this? Incidentally, the one responsible for making this happen was Phoenix Wright. Phoenix Wright? I'm feeling a breakdown. So, everything was leading to this. Of course. Right. 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 Man, I wish I could scream, but unfortunately I'm not in a place where I can do that right now. Ooh, disheveled Kristoff. I won't accept. I can't accept. This is no court. Law. The law is everything. Law is absolute. You let ignorant swine soil your courts? Kristoff, it's over. Clavier. The law is absolute? You can't be serious. What? Odd. I thought you spent your life looking for loopholes. The law isn't absolute. It's filled with contradictions. The law is the end product of many years of history, the fruit of human knowledge. Like a gem polished to gleam through trials and errors, it is the fruit we receive and pass on and face in our time. And it is always changing, growing. Nurturing it is our task as human beings. Except for you, Kristoff. You aren't changing. You've stopped. You're not needed anymore. Ooh, love that line. I couldn't think of anything else to say. Maybe because I still haven't seen enough. But someday I'll know what law is. And I'll fight to change it if I have to. I see no need to further prolong this trial. This began as the trial of Vera Measham, accused of murdering her father. The painter, Drew Measham, however. Several other incidents were reviewed, and we seem to have reached a conclusion. Before this court declares a verdict, I await your decision. Jurists of the court, for the death of Drew Measham, how do you find the defendant, Vera Measham? Innocent or guilty? I turn to you now to consider this matter. Oh? Oh, look at this. This ends the trial for this case. Only the verdict remains to be decided. Defendant Vera Measham is currently in intensive care. If a decision cannot be reached today, it may never be reached. The factors involved are simple. Did the defendant poison her father that night? If so, she is guilty. Or was there another reason for Mr. Measham's death? Did another person poison him? If so, she is innocent. A panel has been provided for each of you to input your decisions. That is all. Please, wait. Yes, jurist number 6? There's something in the jurist's handbook here. Persons involved with the case may not be jurists. That is correct. I've looked into all your dossiers. None of you were involved with the development of the case. With the development of the case? I see. Does that answer your concern? It's time for your verdicts. Make your decisions in the case against Vera Misham. After 7 years, the truth is ready to be heard. Judge wisely, judge well. Ooh. Oh, it's her. Not guilty. Confirm. She had the other bracelet. Oh my, I didn't even notice. It was her the whole time. Oh, that's a great twist. And so, a verdict was reached on October 9th, 2:14 p.m. The first verdict under the jurist system. Innocent by unanimous decision. The record will show that when the verdict was announced, special witness Christoph Gavin laughed. A laugh louder than any ever heard before or since. A laugh that echoed in the halls of justice, lingering for what seemed like hours. October 10th, 8:30 a.m., the morning after the trial. In an intensive care ward, a true miracle occurred. Vera Misham opened her eyes. Vera, I'm so glad. Don't cry, Apollo. I'm happy too, and proud. You did well, Apollo. When I thought about what if Vera, Hey now, don't you start crying too. Sorry you had to see us like this. Vera? Thank you so much, Apollo. Thank you. No, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have pressed you like that. If I hadn't, you never would have bitten your nails. No, I was wrong. Staying locked inside like that, clinging to my good luck charm. Vera, when I opened my eyes and saw you, I finally understood. It's important to be a part of the world. To see things with your own eyes. It looks like that poison had some effect after all. It killed off whatever was holding Vera back from life. I knew you'd pull through, Vera. I mean, that's what Apollo was fighting for the whole time. Your future. I won't forget it. Here, let me thank you. No, really, it's okay. Oh, look, it's me. I love it. Thanks. Is that me? She really captured your essence, Apollo. Well, I think so, at least. That reminds me. You know where the other lawyer is? The other lawyer? Oh, you mean Daddy. Except he's not a lawyer anymore. It's my fault, isn't it? I'm sorry. Oh, no. That's not what I meant. No, it's okay. I'm through looking away from the things I've done. I hope I can look him in the eyes again someday and apologize. I'm sure he'd be happy to hear that. He brought all those things for me when he came to visit earlier. You mean that stack of videos? Mr. Wright finished watching them all? You know, I knew my real daddy was alive. Huh? I was there 7 years ago, remember? I was the one who helped him vanish from the courtroom. Yeah, you did. How? I'm not telling. He promised me that day when he went away. We may not meet again for some time, Trucy. But know this, I will be watching, and one day I shall return. You're the next great Grammary, after all. Oh, Trucy. In the end, he couldn't keep that promise, could he? It's okay. Phoenix is my daddy now, even if he can't really play the piano. That he can't. Oh, and I've got you, too. even if your voice is kinda loud sometimes. Well, had I made your list. Hey, come to think of it, where is Daddy? The one who can't play. Do you know Apollo? I think he said he had to meet someone. I wonder. Maybe it's a new mommy. Tiki. Oh, Trucy? Yes, Farah? I was wondering, could you show him to me once more? Sir Hat, was it? Oh, he's not been knighted. Yet. Here goes. Do us an impersonation, Mr. Hat. Objection. Ahem. Not loud enough. And I like Miss Magic underwear better anyway. That's Magic Panties, Apollo. So, your memory's returned. Mr. Wright, was this all part of your plan too? I don't know what you're talking about. When I lost my memory, I was reborn as Lemira. But you knew my true identity, did you not? That is why you chose me as one of your jurists. Ah, you're thinking into it too much. Besides, there was no guarantee that regaining your memory would make you happy. Of course, it is a happy thing. For so long, I thought I was alone. But now, I know I have children. 2 dear children. I'm so proud of them. This, too, I think, is thanks to you. Are you going to tell them? They do not know? Nope. They don't know their mother. They don't even know their siblings. I'll go to them when the time is right. Until then, don't worry. I'll take care of them for you. They're very important to me, too. A little annoying at times, but still. I have to keep an eye on her, at least. Because I'm the only one who knows how she really feels, on the inside. Your bracelet. Yes? I've seen a lot of mysterious things in the past 7 years. But your bracelets were the strangest of all. I remember meeting him half a year ago now in Christoph Gavin's office. And then I met you. 2 fates destined to intertwine, and I was there when they crossed. I'll never forget that. Such a small thing, that bullet, yet it tore who I was away. "10 years ago, during a simple rehearsal. It was a miracle that no one died, but I didn't survive that accident. That is why I left the troupe. My family. Now my memory has returned. I am myself once more. For the first time, I am glad to be alive, Mr. Wright. Speaking of miracles, Vera Misham regained consciousness this morning. I can only hope she's as glad as you are. It is a strange thing, fate. Sometimes a life is taken, sometimes a life is spared. You know what I've been thinking? People don't die that easily, really. As long as they've got something worth living for. And that's pretty much the end of my story. For now, anyway. I've still got a long way to go, and this power of mine, well, it still needs some work. But there's hope now. We lost it, but somehow we found it again. That's why people are smiling again. Hope. Yeah, I think I'll keep at this lawyer thing for a while. Oops, training time, gotta go. Cords of steel, here comes justice. Ooh, and look at that. We have made it. Ooh, right on the 3-hour mark. I'm glad you're staying at the agency, Apollo. It's like I found my long-lost big little brother. Oh, and you don't worry about Troop Grammary. Trucy's on the case. Now that I have this, thanks to Daddy. Trucy Grammary? Frankly, I got my doubts. But Miss Hat Grammary? Now that'll pack 'em in. Ah, the fancy 3D. The DS truly brought wonderful things to this series. It's not every day you get to get a trial that rocks harder than one of our gigs, yeah? That's why it's over. The gamblers are breaking up. The news caused a run on tissues at supermarkets nationwide. You're the real stars now. I look forward to our next jam session. Bum 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 bum. Well, it's finally over. You know, thinking about it, I've been a piano player longer than I was a lawyer. Now that everything's sorted and I've got time on my hands, maybe I'll take some lessons. Or maybe I'll take the bar exam. Again. I suppose he couldn't afford lessons, could he? Oh, we didn't get to see Emma at all during this last trial, did we? Oh, well, I guess we did. So, I was sitting around eating stackus the other day when I got this crazy idea. What if they were golden? You could augment the crunch, or better yet, make them ding. Ah, the power of science. Although the preservatives might not be 100% safe. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. An unlikely event you are wanting a Russian feast, come to Borscht Bowl Club. The only thing colder than restaurants is borscht. Duh, but if greater challenges were being required, then come to the hideout. You know who to ask for. Oh, what voice did I give her? So, Itaki Pastries is getting back into its eastern roots. Spread the culture and all. Yo, boss, culture time! This is how we write root, capiche? But we're still about giving back to people. Yo, boss, PR time! And this is how we write people, alright? Not that Waki's paying any attention. Whoa, kids. Bizoid! Chinese characters on cake was a fly idea like 3,000 years ago. Believe that. Man, you want to make it today, you gotta keep it real, you know what I'm saying? Yo, that's why I made the OG cracker, for real. I know it don't look like no cracker, G. What do you want me to call it, the OG muffin? Bum 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 bum. I don't know where all this talk about food is coming from. You ask me, there's only one food, and that's noodles. Noodles forever. I got a new one, too. See, this time I just put a big chunk of salt in the bowl. Why pretend? Eldoon's Noodles is all about the salt. Salt forever. Oh, I don't remember what voice I gave him. My exceptionally inquisitive nature has won me an unequivocal adoration in my department. You see, they used to call me Wesley Stinkler and Wesley Stinkler something. But no longer. I have a new name, one that reflects my true academic nature. Wesley Sicko, reporting. Yes, curiosity is a sickness, and I am the cure. How many more did we fit? 2 or 3? No, we're gonna have one more in the middle, so I'd say more like 3, maybe 4. Bum 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 bum. I don't know how to thank you for all you've done. Light has returned to my life, and with it, joy. I may have lost my years, but I gained a treasure. 2 treasures, in fact. I will think of them when I write my next song. bum 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 bum. Brush a brush a brushel, brush a brush a brushel. Brushel here, back on the beat with another interview. Yeah? How do I feel about how things turned out? No scoop yet, but journalist confidence in mint condition. End quote. Why is he in jail? Okay, probably one more. Yeah? Unless we're putting one in the bottom left corner. Yep, okay. I've decided to keep painting. Originals only, of course. I suppose I'll have to see a bit of the world outside to find out what to paint. But I know there are good people out there now. I've met them. The door is open. The world is waiting. Thank you. No! Oh, how terrible. We had internet issues right at the end. That's alright. We made it that far. Alright, I should be back now. Yeah? Am I back? I sure hope so. Well, let's go ahead. Exit this. Well, look at that. We made it all the way to the end without having significant issues. Which I think is pretty fantastic. Don't you? I can't think of it as anything but fantastic, really. What the heck is going on with this stream? What is going on with it? Is it alright? No, it's not. Bum 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 ba-da-dum bum 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 ba-da-dum bum 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 ba-da-dum bum 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 ba-da-dum bum 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 ba-da-dum ba-da-dum bum 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 bum. I am going to have to see what's wrong with this. I want to give my little announcements at the end. Let's see. Are we still going? No, we're not. Bum 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 ba-da-dum bum 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 ba-da-dum bum 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 ba-da-dum bum 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 ba-da-dum bum 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 ba-da-dum bum 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 ba-da-dum bum 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 bum. Well, this is unfortunate, but it seems that we aren't doing too well in terms of internet. So I have no idea what parts of this are going to make it, what parts aren't. So I'll just sign off now, I suppose. Thank you all for tuning in. This is Secret Scuffed, and I am signing off. See you guys tomorrow.